That's how I come on the air. Man, Tyler Reddick's wife is hot. Where can I get me one of those? I need to be a short, talented road racer. He's a short, talented every kind of racer, let's be honest. So what we've been doing for the last couple hours is we've started playing the challenges in NASCAR Heat 5. Dylan's still playing. I stopped so I could turn the race on the TV and whatnot. That damn dirt challenge. Tail end of the lead lap to the lead in 10 laps at the Las Vegas dirt track. That was pretty hard. How do I sound? Need to check my text messages. I know I sent Michael my bets because he gave me 2 today. I won the truck race and I got 2 bets today. What could go wrong? And the vacuum cleaner PS4 is going to turn off. Yeah, the PS4 was getting some work today because Dylan's here. We did some online races in Heat 5, and then it just kind of progressed. We both got booted from a Sonoma race, and we started fucking around with challenges and shit. And I realized, damn, I never did the challenges in Heat 5. But now I've done, what, 15 of them, I think. And I got some DLC ones as well. I was like, damn, I should have streamed them because some of them are pretty funny. The Talladega wreck avoidance is pretty good. Dylan discovered the retarded strategy that helps you win that one. Go into turn 1 for the second wreck, door to door with another car, and the wreck happens. It'll hit them and barely bump you, and you'll never lose speed. Oh, my favorite flavor of Gatorade Zero. Glacier Cherry. We didn't have these at the store for 2 fucking weeks. So I get $16 for Bill and $32 for Byron. I'm so confident that one of them will win. I mean, they probably won't, but as far as going into a race, we're like, what are your bets? I'm like, oh, dude, I feel good about that.
I think it would be absolutely funny. Dock 60 points and then win.
Going to an Alice Cooper concert that day, NASCAR. Because Darlington's at 3:30 in the fucking afternoon. My bets today are Bell and Byron.
Bristol, Tennessee on the dirt. Presented on Fox by Coyote Tractors.
Don't bet on Ford.
3 years in a row.
It's a hard race to bet on. It really is. But Larson and Reddick being the favorites, I'm not surprised. And then Bell at 6.5. And here's the stupid finish from last year.
At the end of last year's race and around there.
The Briscoe special.
Kyle Busch steals one. And becomes the second non-dirt track specialist to win.
Michael took Briscoe. That's a good bet. Briscoe and Priest looked really good.
Kyle Busch last year.
And Briscoe ran the truck race last night.
Joy with Tony Stewart and Clint Boyer. Where are the dirt track diggers?
Well, here we are. You know, 2 races in a row here. We've had specials, right? This is a one-off race. These dirt race ringers, you should have. They should be up front.
They still got the lines for the football field drawn on the infield.
Why they haven't won it? Because they keep wrecking each other, just like you saw. But I think that changes this tonight, Tony. I really do. I think that changes. One of these ringers is going to win the race.
Well, you're watching the drivers.
I had a productive day.
I'm watching.
Dude,
this
time went by
racetrack.
so
This
fast when we
track is
started
going
playing
to
those
continue to
challenges.
change from lap 1 to the finish of this race. So if I'm a driver, if I'm a crew chief or a spotter, that's what I'm watching all night long, is watching how this racetrack changes and trying to figure out how do I move around and find the best grip on it.
Do I think Bell leaves JGR? No, not a chance.
It's just going to
Hamlin will
get
leave
stronger.
before
The more
Bell
laps
does.
They put on it, the soft, wet material on top is going to move off and get pushed to the outside. And when it does that, the grip level is going to change with it. So they're constantly going to be chasing where the moisture is on the racetrack and where they can get the maximum grip.
And I think the interesting thing about that is it moves up. It keeps moving up higher, higher, higher.
Still a bigger crowd than the last spring race here in 2019.
Creating marbles. That's what I love about dirt racing. Once a year we come to the dirt, and here we are. So Clint, how can
You know how we
people
bash
win $10,000
stage cautions?
of your
I think
cash
this is the
tonight?
one race a
It's
year
this
where it
easy.
works.
Get on that Fox Bet Super 6
Get rid of
app.
stage
Put in
cautions
those
everywhere
picks.
except the
Come and
dirt
get my
race.
money. $10,000 on the line. Always fun to see
Hey,
this.
Alex.
I'm telling you, these are hard questions.
No, do not adjust your your sets, people. JJ Yaley qualified third.
All of them is Kyle Larson tonight, right? Maybe
How
not, but
long
it's
can
safe.
Yaley stay at the front?
All right, the dirt track specialists.
I'm really curious to see if Yaley can stay at the front and mix it up with the real contenders.
And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome Senior Navy Flag Officer, Rear Admiral Josh Jackson.
He's a rear admiral. Alex, are you a rear admiral?
America's Navy, your Navy. Damn the
I'm a connoisseur myself.
drivers, start your
Engines!
All those beautiful
Michael, put $1 on JJ Yaley for me.
and pristine. What will they look like?
Could you imagine?
250 laps on the dirt at Bristol.
Boomers would hate it if Bubba won the dirt race. This ain't a real dirt race. Dylan, you don't watch AEW, but MJF, he's the world champion. He stays in character every time you see him in public, even outside of wrestling. He stays in character. And he had an autograph signing, and they're like, "Here's the line for the MJF autograph signing," and he tweeted, "I fucking hate my life." And then at the autograph signing, he was signing the shit and throwing it to people, just like staying in character the whole fucking time. He takes pictures with people, and he looks at you in the picture like he wants to kill you. He's fucking hilarious. They said he just made this kid cry through the kid's action figure on the ground after he signed it. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." The kid was like, I fucking love MJF. After he had an Iron Man match with Daniel Bryan, 60 minutes. He beat Daniel Bryan in an Iron Man match, and he comes out to the press conference covered in blood, covered in sweat, and he sits down. He's got a big ass jar of pickles. He goes, "All right, ask me your fucking questions." And when the guy gets to ask the question, he bites into a pickle, and he goes, "Oh my God, that's a good fucking pickle, Jesus Christ!" And then he looks at a couple of the guys in the media and goes, "Hey, you want a pickle? Yeah, I'm talking to you, dipshit. You want a fucking pickle? Come here, get this. Try this fucking pickle." And the guy takes the pickle and bites it. "Pretty good, huh? Now get the fuck out of my face." That's a good fucking pickle. He cuts promos in AEW because he knows AEW fans bitch about WWE. And he was telling them how he might just not re-sign his AEW contract and take the world title of WWE and work for a real man like Triple H. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to go work for a real man. My hero, the game." He's in character 24/7. You never see MJF out of character. Just gives him a license to be an asshole, but it's funny. He was the one who made the list of people that can't beat him. And he had stupid nicknames, and he called Darby Allen Darbs the school shooter on the list. There's the list of people that can't beat me. Darbs the school shooter. Stupid Cody Rhodes. He was writing like WWE guys on it. He said stupid Cody Rhodes. Who am I going for in this race? I mean, Bell and Byron would win me money. And Michael, I think you're right. Yaley might have a better chance than you realize because there are no competitive pit stops. Everybody pits at the same time. If you stay out, you gain all those spots over the guys who pit. But if there was ever a time a Rick Ware racing car was going to be competitive, it's this. I just want to see how long Yaley can stay up front.
2023, acknowledged as likely the best dirt driver in the field, Austin Dillon won the first qualifying heat last night. J.J. Yaley has the best start ever for Rick Ware Racing starting night.
Michael, put me $1 on J.J. Yaley. Can I have a third bet? Just put $1 on J.J. Yaley for me, please. If J.J. Yaley wins off that, I will. Me and Dylan might go to Wilkesboro because you can stand in the infield for like $140. And I was like, that's a small track. We go stand in the infield. We're thinking about it. I'm told Dylan, I'll leave it up to him. We can go to Wilkesboro for like $140 and be in the infield for the All-Star race. Or we can just go to the truck race for $50. But I'd like to be there for the All-Star race.
Yes, sir. Got your line clear.
Now you had an awesome heat race, held off for
Jay and Silent Bob beating up the Easter Bunny. This is for Brody, man.
But because of that good heat race, you're starting
What the fuck happened? The guy in the fucking Easter Bunny suit kicked his ass.
How are you going to keep up with it throughout the night?
What can I say? I had it coming.
You're in the middle of the track.
Well, what'd you do? All I said was the Easter Bunny at the Menlo Park Mall was more convincing.
Kick those crumbs up, and maybe for a few laps this top will be good, and I think it'll slick off here in a little while, and we'll see some good racing. Last night was a blast in our Brett Street Chevy, and hopefully we can keep it up again.
4 wins in 10 years, Austin Dillon. Time to step that game up a little bit.
His racing roots are in dirt late model racing.
Yeah, the heat races were fun, but this is the first time we've had 37 cars on the track at the same time. It's got to be better than the truck race was.
Thank you so much, Mike. Well,
Christ, it's got to be better than the truck race.
Already last night, he led 138 laps in the truck race, drove into victory lane in just his 9th start in that series. Now, as far as
Excuse me.
tonight, he told me he knows what to expect. He's anticipating what changes to make as this track changes tonight. And he also noted that the drier this track is, the dustier it is, the better his chances are of winning here on Bristol.
Joey wants the track drier and dustier.
Well, Jamie Chase Briscoe, one of our dirt track
Thank you for the $12 last night, Joey.
won this race a year ago, is racing with a bit more of a challenge earlier this week at both.
I can't believe somebody was favored over a Cup guy to win last night in this race. A Cup guy who has won a race on this track. And Joey was like the second or third favorite. Who was the favorites last night, Michael? Was it Ben Rhodes or not Eckes, Ben Rhodes or Friesen or somebody? I know Joey was not the favorite. He was like second or third.
Dirt specialist Jonathan Davenport is just that, racking up over $2 million in winnings on the dirt last year alone. Well, this is his first time in a Cup race. He's in the 13 car, and he said the one thing he can draw upon is his ability to read the dirt and how the track is going to change. Everything else is much different. He's just hoping to show everybody.
And you've seen Davenport race, right? Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. 37 drivers lined up, 3 stages. Stage breaks at lap 75 and lap 150 of this 250-lap event.
Cannot say enough about this guy in third place, J.J. Yaley. Phenomenal job last night. Passing points were awesome. That car, that 15 car is up front.
Rhodes was the favorite. What the fuck were the odds makers thinking? You give a truck driver odds over a Cup guy? I'm taking a Cup guy every time. That's easy money.
Here we go on the dirt at Bristol.
Dirt. Green flag. How long until they crash? Boy, Yaley's car looked slow right off the jump. Larson and Bell. And Yaley's already lost 5 spots and counting. But Larson and Bell out front, no surprise. Well, we've made it a lap.
Having trouble, got up too high.
Oh, Austin Dillon.
That looks like it's got quite a bit of moisture in it so far, Tony.
Yeah, and I don't think they have to be that high yet. I think some of these guys look at that and think that
Austin Dillon slides in front of Bill for a second. Is it true people stopped booing Kyle Busch? Yeah. I was at Atlanta and he didn't get booed. And then again, Joey only got a little booze at Atlanta, but Kyle's not been getting booed lately.
A lot of guys, you see it right there, Ryan Blaney. A lot of guys losing the front end. Cars are tight out there. Heavy track conditions usually. You're going to have to be good.
Larson, Dillon, Bill, Reddick, and Priest the top 5. Kyle Busch 6th. Yaley's 8th. He started 3rd. He fell to 8th, and now he's pretty comfortably in 8th place. So he's still top 10. Figures the guy who's bitched about this race the most is leading.
Absolutely. And Larson was the one that told that
Everybody running the bottom right now. Everybody that's competitive.
dominated his heat race, passed everybody in the first corner by the first lap.
Longest green flag run last night was 11 laps. We're 6 laps into this one as of now.
Need to tighten this baby up. Watching the race for 4th here, and lap time starting to come down. 5 drivers have toured the track in under 20 seconds. 2 laps ago, there were only 2 of them, so business is picking up.
I think a lot of it's air pressure. These guys start the air low, just like they do on a pavement track. As the tire heats up, it's going to build that air pressure, but they don't want to be too high, so you have to start it low. It's probably too low to be optimum, and
it's a crisp, cool day in Tennessee and North Carolina. That's good for the dirt track. You want cool weather for a dirt race and hot weather for asphalt. It sucks being out in that 95 degrees at Charlotte Motor Speedway every year, but it's always a good race.
Driver than when he came here as rookie 1 year ago. He's in the lead pack, a breakaway, part of that 7-car breakaway from the pack, just past Kyle Busch and moving forward. I think you nailed it. That was one of my biggest takeaways from
Look at the caliber of driver in this race compared to the truck race last night. The truck race was a joke. Austin Dillon is challenging Kyle Larson for the lead in a dirt race. Right, they're 2.5 seconds ahead of Bell in 3rd. I think Bell and Larson are the best dirt drivers in the field. But Austin Dillon won the truck race at Eldora before. I shouldn't be surprised he's up front. Larson's starting to slip off the bottom a little bit. I don't know if that's by design or what.
Every time that thing goes and moves like that, he's doing that with a throttle. Listen up.
Speaking of Bubba, Bubba's 10th after winning his heat race last night. And he's won a truck race at Eldora before, so I would expect Bubba to be good here. Oh, Logano just spun himself and Bubba. And then Logano backed into the pit barrel. So we made it 12 laps. That's 1 lap longer than the longest run last night. Let me guess, Joey was trying to get into the bottom. Oh, what happened? Oh, William Byron got on. Oh, Bubba was already about to lose it, and Byron was up his ass. Yeah, we just saw Gilliland get destroyed at the end of this. Bubba was really loose, and the 24 was up the ass of Logano and spun Logano, which spun Bubba. And somehow Todd Gilliland smacked the wall hard on that one. Right as I was complimenting Bubba, he about lost it. And then fucking Byron shoved Logano into him. But Bubba's fine. Logano looks fine. I think Gilliland got the worst of that. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. There you go. We've tied the longest green. That seems to be the limit.
Oh, no.
Well, the caution came out the previous lap. So, 11-lap run. They were on lap 12. So, we'll say 11.5 laps. I had to go to Racing Reference last night. I was like, how long was the longest run in this stupid-ass race? 11 laps. The final run of the race was 9. They took the green with 9 to go last night, and it ran out. So they figured it out at the end.
Somebody on this shit posting page put Austin Dillon 4 wins in 10 years.
Right after I said it. Who was it? Who posted that?
Austin J. Turtle.
He's not listening. I thought it might have been Chris. Chris might be listening. Gilliland's got 3 straight top 15s. Ty Gibbs has 3 straight top 10s coming into this race. So he's already got Rookie of the Year on lock because Noah Gragson ain't going to do shit. Funny, just like I said he wouldn't. Nostradamus strikes again. See, all it takes is one car to have a moment in the middle of the corner, and it fucks up the whole deal. Because you're not going to avoid it. What are you going to do? Get on the brake? You're going to slide sideways right into the crash. I assumed when I saw that wreck happen, I was like, let me guess. Bubba was going into the corner, and Logano was charging the corner, and Logano drove in and hit him because Logano's been putting his nose in there and running guys up the hill all weekend. He did it in the heat races. He did it in the trucks. I figured he was doing it now, but no, he was actually getting bumped from behind by Byron. So it was just the perfect storm there. Ooh, there's the time lapse of the dirt track.
Coyote Tractors, we dig dirt. And by the Credit One Bank NASCAR American Express card. Well, hats off to Steve Swift and his crew here at Bristol and the work they've had to do to transform this concrete racetrack into a half-mile dirt track. The barrels being set up there and affixed at the backstretch pit. Let's check in with our crew chief, Larry McReynolds.
Look at the fucking dirt on Josh Berry's car.
You know, Mike, the last 2 races, strategy has been all over the place. It's actually made a big difference in the outcome of the race. It still exists tonight, but it's a little more cut and dry. You only need fuel one time to make this 250-lap race, and the rules say you can only change the 4 tires.
Nobody likes Joe Gibbs Racing, but the fact is nobody likes Noah Gragson, and he sucks dick. So I'm not surprised Ty Gibbs is outperforming him.
At the end of stage 2 only, or possibly pit at the end of both stages. And Mike, honestly, I think we'll see all 3.
Yeah, you're going to see mixed strategies.
That'll be fun to follow, Larry. You can only fuel during the stage breaks. You can pit anytime you need, and when you have a flat tire, you can get that one replaced, as it happened to Todd Gilliland after Bubba Wallace's spin collects 3 other cars.
Poor Gilliland didn't do shit. He got the worst of it.
He's just a
I knew that was going to be a long caution when Joey hit the barrels. You guys remember Sam Hornish in 2008 hit the barrels at Watkins Glen, and it looked like a fucking tsunami happened? Like, that camera shot, that shit just went, oh, you couldn't see anything but the wall of shit coming out of those barrels. Boy, you wreck just right at Watkins Glen, you're fucked. J.D. McDuffie pops his head around the corner and goes, yeah, I know. I'm going to hell. It's been more than 23 years, 23 and a half years. It's okay.
So I made a point that I'm not going to argue with. That wreck was Ross's fault. I agree.
How is Ross not getting blamed for that? Christopher Bell said... Bell apologized and about an hour after the race, but Bell sounded like a jackass last week, blaming Chastain for him wrecking Byron. It was like, dude, he wasn't even close to touching you. Yeah, you guys were 3 wide, but damn. I remember the fight at Texas. I was watching that with my friend Anthony. Couldn't get over it. What is it with fights at Texas in the playoffs? Remember Jeff Burton and Jeff Gordon, 2010? And Jeff Gordon was in both of them, 2010 and 2014. He was in both fights. This race looks really good when they're green and get a little spread out. So, damn, this can work. But then when they're bunched up and one car spins and shit goes wrong,
another
it looks
rookie
stupid.
mistake, Bubba. You might need to be replaced.
Yes, Bubba made a mistake by William Byron driving Logano into him. Yeah, Bubba was loose, but Bubba was going to save it and keep going. But nobody's fault.
This is the 3rd year doing it, and a dirt guy has not won the event yet. I don't know. Everybody in the field is good. All these drivers in this series, they adapt, they learn. Once again, gets slick, it's basically just like another pavement race, really.
If you see it where the track is tacky, has a lot of moisture.
You can hear Larson's disdain for this in his voice there.
I felt like the track was as good as you could have asked for, and we saw a great race all the way right down to the end.
See, Bill likes it. He's a dirt racer. Yeah, it's fun. Oh, you're great. It's such a mixed bag of opinions.
Heard they had an Motor Racing Outrage had an Easter egg roll for the drivers' kids and everybody. How'd that work out?
There was like 3,000 eggs on the ground. There was at least 1,000 kids.
Dylan, why didn't we go and take part in the Easter egg hunt?
Appreciate them doing that all these
I
years.
don't even go that. If we'd have went, Joey would
Joe
have
Logano's
been
view.
Byron did everybody a favor.
Joey saw
the
what
two
was
most
happening in
disliked
front of him,
drivers in the
lifted,
field.
tagged from behind, and pushed into Bubba. So.
Yeah, Ross Jedi mind trick Christopher Bell last week into spinning William Byron. He did the fucking Obi-Wan hand wave.
And William doesn't see what's going on in front of the 22.
And Todd Gilliland's like, thanks, guys.
William
This is
trying
the
to
weird
trying
part
to do
because
that
that's
intentionally.
normal in dirt
Logano
racing.
has been to pit road, Jamie.
Yeah.
He said he was just too loose, didn't have
You saw, well, you
so he
saw
came in, he
Bubba
started
and
back
Joey are
anyway.
fine.
Red
But
wedge in the
Gilliland
right
got
rear, and then on top
destroyed.
of it, he sped on pit road, Mike.
How about the choose here?
Hey, where's the choose drone?
Christopher Bell inside.
Austin Dillon followed suit on that outside. Took the outside. Had the opportunity.
You're surprised Cindric's doing well. Me too. They mentioned that earlier.
Ryan Preece in row 2 with Dillon.
Michael, did you put a damn dollar on Yaley?
3, Briscoe and Bush. Blaney and Byron, the top 10.
Yaley's still top 10 for now, but I don't think it's going to last. Actually, he's a little further back. If Larson stays out front, he's going to win. It's going to be bad for everybody. You got to take Bell and Larson's track position away, or one of them's going to win. The only reason they didn't win the first year is because they both wrecked each other. Remember, Bell wrecked off a 2 and took out Larson the first year we did this. One of them was obviously going to win.
That 41 car,
I
keep
think
an
the
eye on
best
him.
part
Extremely fast last night.
Yeah.
Late in the heat races.
Everybody, yeah, the winner's going to come from that top 10 or 11.
Last year with Cole
Most
Custer
likely not
aboard.
gonna get
And Preece
Now that Yaley's out of the top 10, I'd say somebody in that top 10 is your winner.
experience.
Yeah, he's top 5.
But it looks like he's like the one car buffer.
The track's getting dustier way quicker than it did yesterday.
Already seeing the track start to change the complexion of it. You see the brown.
And it crafted 2 Rick Ware cars in the top 20 on a non-super speedway.
It gets really hard. It starts polishing the hard part of the dirt there, and that will get slicker as the night goes.
See, what else I'm seeing, Tony, is it widening out. As everybody's
This track is
moving
getting
around,
dustier
it's
because
like
it's
they rolled
widening
that
out
outside line in, and
quicker
here
than
it comes in.
yesterday.
Everybody's moved up higher in the racetrack. It was almost getting single file before the caution. Now, everybody, heck, there's 3
Oh.
wide off the 4 here.
There's a 3 wide there with Stenhouse, Eric Jones, and somebody.
Looking at 4th on back from Redicon, deep in the field. There's Wallace, who won his heat last
I'm
night.
seeing guys shifting. We saw that in the heat races yesterday. Bubba's already 13th again. Hey, ever great. The only reason he didn't get looser is because the 48 was on his outside.
And J.J. Yaley, who started 3rd after maxing out on passing points in last night's heat. Trying to hold
Brad, Harvick, and Hamlin are struggling in a cup race, while J.J. Yaley's running 12th.
Finding that outside, and that's where he had success in that heat
And there's
race.
2 Stewart Haas cars not named Harvick well into the top 10.
With Julie up 13 spots.
And these guys, you'll hear their throttles way less than what you normally hear, and you'll hear sometimes the crew chiefs.
How do you see out of that?
You gotta act like there's an egg.
Still better than the first year they did this.
But you have to treat it very like it's fragile underneath there. You have to make easy movements. Like you never do anything too quick.
Ross Chastain has a picture of his penis on the dash. That's why it's blurred out.
Advent Health onboard camera.
Do I hate the yellow line rule at Daytona and Talladega? Yeah, I hate that they don't know how to officiate it.
In front of him, too. You can see the windshield getting pretty dirty out there.
Reddick and Bush for 4th.
28 laps. Looking back from Kyle Busch, last year was a surprise.
Truex was really good in the truck race here a couple years ago. It's not translated to Cup for him.
I mean, he's got such a dirt background, and he's used to heavier race cars. He drove dirt late models that are roughly 2,400.
Who knew that Austin Dillon was a dirt racing demigod?
Definitely getting slicker, like you said, Tony.
Despite the fact that it's not possible for this to be a fuel mileage race, as long as Austin Dillon's up front, it'll be possible, Ron.
Jamie?
Kyle Busch was pretty optimistic after his qualifying race.
God damn it, Fox. Stop cutting the camera. Just leave it.
I can get it done from there. They wanted to tighten him up to start this race, though. He was a little bit loose. Now he's saying just a little too tight.
I'm 3rd and 10th right now.
Remember, Tyler Reddick in the 45 almost won in this A car that Kyle Busch is driving this year.
And there's Reddick in this year's ride, the 45, trailing the car he drove here last year. Very tough.
I kind of don't like that the track's rubbered in that damn fast.
Larson telling us about being too loose. He was just waiting on his car way too long. Couldn't make any lap time. Didn't have any hustle.
But during the stage break, damn, the 48 just leaned all over J.J. Ailey. During the stage breaks, they're going to treat the track and put some water on it. That's why I think stage racing actually works in dirt. This is a hell of a battle. 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Yeah, you're waiting on the right front to get caught up. So it's a balancing act. I mean, truly you want the car as neutral as possible. But the guys know that the track is going to be the best early in the race, and it's going to change. So they have to make sure that they really plan for the end of the race, but you can't give up the front half.
Joey Logano up 11 spots.
Joey and Bubba have bounced back pretty good from their troubles.
Into the barrels at the head end of the backstretch pit road, but he's picked up 10
And
cents.
Bell's struggling now. Kyle Busch is 3rd.
Let's check with Josh.
Yeah, let's get an update on the 23 of Bubba Wallace. You saw him get that.
Larson and Austin Dillon are 3 seconds ahead of the field.
If this went green, you have any damage, you're doing all right. For Bubba, it's all about turning that luck around. He talked about that before the race. Some bad luck early, hoping that's the only bad luck he's going to
Like I said, the only reason Larson and Bell didn't finish 1-2 the first year is they wrecked each other.
From the pole and won his heat race yesterday, but wasn't overly thrilled with that race car. Said it was too loose, didn't have the level of grip that he wanted. The first report to the team so far tonight, we've got more grip and we are way improved since yesterday. The rest of the field better look out for Kyle here.
Kyle's happy with his car.
Happy with his car, but 3.5 seconds off of Larson.
We are halfway through stage 1 at Bristol Spinner.
Oh, we got to spin. Damn, what timing.
Joey?
Logano and Matt Crafton.
Matt Crafton.
That better be Joey's.
I hope it's Joey's fault.
Craftsman Truck Series.
Well, we had 16 laps of green flag racing that time.
So Matt Crafton was tapped for the 51, and he spun at turn number 4 to bring out the second caution of the night, lap 39.
Right as they were going to commercial. That's beautiful timing. What happened?
38 coming in for payback.
The 38 spun Logano.
Damn.
Oh no, Crafton was already spinning. Crafton already spun, but you can't see what happened to him.
I still feel like the 38 was trying to break.
He was trying to lean on him. Get him out of the way. 16-lap run. Longest of the weekend. Who are all these sluts? It's that Toyota commercial. Yeah, I recognize her. That's the Arca slut. You know, the one that was lifting at Daytona. Brilliant strategy. They'd never expect you to do it. Your competitors will be shocked if they saw you lifting at Daytona, so maybe she's on to something. Wait, it's Easter and I haven't shared the picture of Sandman being crucified on ECW. It's like a yearly thing.
What time is Dale's resurrection?
And when's Dale get resurrected?
Dirt's for racing, asphalt's for getting there.
Dirt's for racing, asphalt's for getting there. Damn. I love that Alex mentioned mall rats because it just reminds me that I'm going on the Jay and Silent Bob cruise in February. I'm going to miss the second race of the year, but that's why I wish that cruise was right in the middle of the week instead of on the weekend.
There's our Fox race tracker showing the two cautions that we've had so far in this first stage, which goes 70.
Odell Beckham Jr. to the Ravens.
Stage 2.
For all you football heads out there.
Here's one last look.
They planning on getting a quarterback anytime soon? Because they're not going to have Lamar Jackson. Did Crafton cut a tire?
Just by himself. Just
a spin like that made me think he had a flat.
And to Matt's credit,
No, it looks fine.
Matt's run a lot with the trucks. He's just not run a cup car.
Here's what they said.
Joe Logano's near and around trouble all race long. Watch him wind up winning.
All right, for more on track conditions, here's Daniel Suarez's team.
Check the progress bar.
The stage finishes here with all these good guys running the back.
Now, last year, a big concern here was dirt, mud actually, filling up the grill opening of these cars as the race went along.
That's a black screen. There we go. A big concern is black screens when we're trying to show something.
Let's take a closer look with Larry McReynolds in our Toyota Cutaway car.
Get Tim Brewer here. He'll talk in a language I can understand.
So let's go to our Toyota Cutaway car and our Toyota Tech Center to show you some of the things that teams do a little different. It starts with a grill opening. It protrudes forward about 2 inches, and they put an outboard that velcros over that can be changed out quickly on a pit stop.
I love Larry Mack.
Behind that, in the ductwork, they'll put a secondary screen. We call it a shaker screen to catch dirt and other debris. Now, air still flows to 2 different places, to the engine and out the hood movers, but that block-off plate, they will completely eliminate to keep the air flowing a little more freely as it exits out the hood louvers. The bottom line, Mike, you have to have a good handling car, but you have to keep things cool.
Thanks, Larry. 43 complete, 2 caution flags so far, and no problems with mud tonight.
They're doing better with the track every year, but I think this is as good as it's going to get, which is not quite good enough, but it's passable. The track was like a fucking dust bowl, and the surface looked like it was breaking apart. Last night, there started to be some dips in the track, but not like that first year they did this. Remember, the first year was so bad they went to single file restart. And instead of just stage cautions, they threw a caution every 25 laps.
Christopher Bell complaining of tight also, and here's Austin Dillon.
For people searching for moisture, they want everybody to stay single file in one line. The 20 would run right here between the black, about halfway down from there. He's way tighter than everybody else, so it's starting to work for him there a little bit. 8 was right side up to the cushion both ends. Right where you're in the loose stuff, 3 to 4, a couple laps just because he
Larson Bush front row.
Little intel for Dillon, who will restart outside the second.
Reddick and Austin Dillon second row. Briscoe and Bell third row. 30 to go in stage 1. Been a clean race at the front. This top 10's been clean all night. Oh, shit. No, Ty Gibbs and McDowell are going to finish 1-2 for Jesus. Damn, that was a lot of contact back there. Where Yaley and Eric Jones. Austin Dillon retakes second place. Yeah, Bell's good the first, like, 2 or 3 laps, and then he's just got nothing.
The moisture is up high there. If you're on the bottom and on the inside, you're kind of in that black slick area, so it gives those guys a little bit of advantage on the restarts on the top.
That's Crafton. Crafton in the very back.
And Ryan Priest right behind him in the 41. But Reddick is really struggling with his car.
Reddick didn't fire off good this run. Priest looks like he's got speed, but nowhere to go.
They can't fall too far back. I think you lose, as slick as this track's getting, Tony, you lose too much track position, you're going to dig yourself in a hole you might not be able to get out of.
Yeah, I think the longer this race goes, the more important that track position is going to get. Because this track eventually will get to where it most likely is going to wear out a little bit. There's going to be one predominant groove that's going to be the most popular.
Blaney, who comes from a long line of dirt trackers, he's got a different approach than everybody else. You see,
I wish Dave Blaney was in this race.
It's got more yaw in it in the middle of the corner, but boy, he's got a great.
Maybe Blaney got some of that dirt racing skill genetically transmitted from his father. You know what? Junior got his Daytona and Talladega skills from his dad. Yeah.
We could see those guys get rotated, and the reason they do that is to try to get the nose of the car and the back.
Look out, Austin Dillon. Your much superior teammate is in your rearview mirror.
Extremely good. His car is a little bit freer than Austin Dillon's in front of him. He's hooked underneath of him, got Austin looking in the mirror. Austin blocked the bottom. He went to the outside. Watch this.
We got a math equation at the front of the field. 538. It'd be funny if behind them was 7089. 7089.
So change lines, see if you can find something.
But he got him in his mirror. That's the important thing. As you get to his bumper, get him in the mirror, get him moving around.
These are clearly the three best here. It shows on the intervals.
Second and third. Teammates.
They've got the track position, but they drive away from the field.
And they are second and third behind Kyle Larson.
We said this at the beginning of the year. Kyle Busch going to Richard Childress Racing was going to elevate Austin Dillon and bring him to a level.
Blaney's just good enough to stay where he is. Like I said, Priest looks really good. Priest passed Bell. He's faster than Blaney. He just can't get around him. It's the one race this year where two Stewart Haas cars are going to be better than Harvick.
You see it right there, how it just rotates and pitches itself. And also on top of that, Ryan's got a lot going for him. He went to victory lane last night. He was actually the spotter for Joey Logano.
Is 250 laps too many for a dirt race on half ball?
Well done. Eric Jones on the backstretch pits was off pace.
I hate when I go to
Eric Jones had to pit.
That's put him 2 laps down.
Yeah.
But they don't usually break.
They got together, made contact.
And Kyle Busch second.
Kyle Busch completing that pass, but Austin Dillon, the patented crossover move, tries to get it turned down, get a big drive off the corner, just can't keep up with Kyle right now.
That crossover in the heat race.
I'm extremely impressed with Kyle Busch, and I know what I'm saying there. That sounds like a dumb moment, but he is extremely fast. He's really the only one that can hold pace with Kyle Larson at the moment.
Kyle Busch has won on every Bristol configuration. He won on original banking Bristol. He won on the Bristol after that. He won on Bristol after they shaped the top groove down to make it more equal at the bottom, and he's won on dirt already. So it doesn't matter what you do to Bristol, Kyle Busch is going to be good there. And Brad Keselowski. We made it 12 laps. 12 laps of green there.
And every one of these began as single car spins.
No damage for Brad.
I was just fixing to say, man, Tony, I didn't know where to look. They were all over the place, 2, 3 wide. The track is phenomenal. Very wide racing surface. I'm extremely impressed with the job that these guys have done in this dirt track.
The fun car is watching these drivers looking at different angles of some guys are going through the middle and to the top. But we'll see after that.
Some boomer just came in his pants. That's a song that just makes him go crazy.
Where's my Bud Light?
Oh, my back hurts. Driving a damn dirt car made my hands and my back hurt. Oh, look at you, Mr. Big Brain. You got Larson in 3 out of 4 fantasy lineup. Do I have Vice City? I have the PS2 version of Vice City on my PlayStation account, and I got the fucking remaster. Remaster has a lot of issues, but I prefer to play the remaster because it's easier. Go back and play them OG GTAs, Dylan. See how hard they are.
The story modes?
Yeah. So play the story mode of GTA 3 and just see how far you can get before you message me and go, what the fuck? I'd love to do that. I'd love to watch somebody who ain't done those before. The people that have played like GTA 4 and GTA 5, make them go back and play 3 and Vice City and be like, yeah, play that. See how easy it is. Not. Pull your fucking hair out. Vice City cops are the most brutal, ruthless police force in the entire GTA universe. Vice City cops have spike strips. You get 3 stars, they start putting spike strips on the road. Them motherfuckers will get you and blow your tires out in a second. Tino, I was at my retro game store the other day, and they had original Xbox copies of GTA 3 and Vice City, and I almost got them. I was thinking about getting them. PS2 is obviously the way to go, but I don't know, the Xbox, I've never played the Xbox versions. I've got San Andreas for original Xbox, which is my favorite version of that game to play, besides the original PC version, but I don't have that.
Bristol, Virginia on one side of the street, Tennessee on the other. Birthplace of country music.
Yeah, Justin Haley started 26th. He's 11th. Cendric dropped to 10th on that run. Cendric dropped to 10th. Reddick dropped to 7th. Kyle Busch moved up to 2nd. Favorite foods? Anything with barbecue in it. In it or on it. Oh. That brisket burger I had before SmackDown when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh. We need to go back to Ruby Tuesday so I can get that damn pasta that you got last time. I regret not getting that. If we go to Wilkesboro, we're eating at Cookout for as much as that's costing. And I don't even know if it's worth going because I've not been in the infield. How much can you, like, will we be able to watch and keep up with the race? Surely we can. Well, what are we waiting for? Guys, there's hope. We might go to North Wilkesboro.
And there's some radio from Chase Briscoe.
Keep you posted. See, I want to do the truck race and the all-star race. That truck race would be awesome. But it's a drive, so it's one or the other.
We'll see how that works out. Briscoe with a cast on his hand, broke his finger, not racing, but at the track Thursday night. Made a deal with the doctor, he said, if you'll just let me race Bristol, I promise I'll show up Monday for the surgery to make repairs.
And I found out there's a very good possibility he may not have
Larson, Austin Dillon, first row.
It's unfortunate. It was
Priest and Kyle Busch, second row.
Week, but listen, you got to live your life. You got to enjoy life. And if you're at least driving race cars to get ready for a dirt race.
Harvick and Hamlin are stinking tonight.
To be 11 to go in stage 1. 6 of the top 8 right now are dirt.
Good, 11 laps. They can run this out to the end of the stage because 11 laps is right around that point where idiots start spinning out. What the hell?
Leaning on Larson, trying to move him up the racetrack.
That was weird. Austin Dillon back into second, but Kyle comes off a 2. Austin Dillon got really loose in 4 there. Kyle passed him pretty easily.
Austin likes the mirror. He's got a mirror full of Ryan Freese, then Blaney, then Christopher Bell.
See that hole form and watch Ryan Freese bounce through it right there.
That's not good. There's a big fucking divot in the track in turn 4. I'm not seeing any in 2. Kyle Busch is catching Larson. Look at that big fucking hole over there.
You hit that hole too hard, you could roll your tire off the bead.
Can we get a close up on the hole? That's what she said. How well do I like my steaks? Medium rare. Medium rare is the only way. Justin Haley, top 10.
To help him get that lap time.
7 laps away from awarding the first stage points of the night, and the stage breaks will have non-competitive pit stops.
Whoa, Kyle Busch had a bad moment there.
Back at Kyle Busch for second.
Because Larson gapped him, and now Austin Dillon's to his inside.
Committed himself to this top lane.
Now Larson's running the wall.
Is just able to roll the middle of the corner. It seems like it's getting harder and harder to have smooth, consistent laps on the top right now.
Yeah, Austin did a good job of taking advantage of that restart, starting on the bottom. I thought that was going to be a disadvantage, but actually got the position back on his team.
Look at that fucking hole.
Big surprise is Ryan Preece in fourth.
McDowell fucking Duke boys over the shit.
I don't think he's done any dirt racing.
Well, I think I've been pretty clear.
I know Preece is not a dirt racer, but I figured he'd be good here because it's like lower speed, looser cars, you're sliding around.
Remember who he's
I'm not surprised that Preece is good.
The truck race at Knoxville last year, winning truck. Chad is
About to be a wreck here. Ugh.
crew chief, so you couldn't ask for a better
And Joey's near it, so of course there'll be a wreck in front of him.
doesn't have dirt experience. Be with a dirt crew chief.
Absolutely. Now here's 13th on back. This is the Hornet's Nest. Joey Logano, who spun to bring out the first caution, has fought his way back, looking back from his Ford Performance Cam. And his heart rate's up to 150. Down
3 wide. Oh, Truex.
Bouncing back, capitalizing on that experience he learned in the truck race last night. Didn't really learn much passing. He dominated the race and led the whole thing.
He led all but 12 laps last night.
He's getting his passing lessons in right now.
Yeah.
He's passed a lot of race cars since that caution.
Cedric's car going the other way. As
Damn, Cedric's 17th.
outside.
Larson's a second ahead of the RCR cars.
All right, pits are closed with 2 laps to go.
Everybody's avoiding. Just put a big orange cone right on that hole there.
Really busy at this stage break.
Everybody will avoid it then.
I'm too tight. I'm too loose.
One to go. Oh, Rick off of 4. Big one. Big one off of 4. Stage winners, Kyle Larson.
Denny Hamlin got the worst of it.
Hamlin, Josh Berry.
So this will end the
They look
stage.
like they're all right. Look at how slow Larson is. He's like, I'm not getting hit by any of this. Kyle Larson wins stage 1. Made it 10.5 laps that run.
Avoiding massive contact, a little bit of damage on the front of 11, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, yeah, that fucked Hamlin up pretty good, actually.
Kyle Larson gets his second stage win of the season.
It was Josh Berry.
On Bristol dirt as this pile of
Gill, he almost took Gillen out. That was Gillen who just barely got by. Funny, we were talking about San Andreas, and they were just playing a song that's on that soundtrack.
Kyle Larson dominating.
Kyle Larson stinking this up like Logano stunk up the truck race, but at least in this one, you know somebody can beat him. Last night, you knew Logano was going to win. Easiest bet I've ever made. Tired. I played drums 2 hours nonstop today. That'll wear you out. Hear me out, Watkins Glen on dirt. A dirt road course, hell yeah. Ruin a band name by changing one word to daddy.
A band name?
Yeah, a band name. But one of the words has to be daddy.
Red Hot Chili Daddies.
Van Daddy. That's kind of a shit one. I can't think of any good ones.
Five-finger daddy punch.
Five-finger daddy punch.
Oh, good. Or you just changed Kiss's name to Daddy.
Daddy. Daddy Sabbath. See, it's not good. Usually them are funny. It's like in Star Wars when they say, "Oh, I change any line in Star Wars, but one of the words has to be whatever." That shit's funny.
Every time I think of a band name, it's a single name.
Karen, what race have you been watching? She said, right now it's Austin Dillon's race to lose. Actually, that 5 car in front of him looks like it's his to lose.
At the end of stage 1, here's our Credit One Bank ones to watch. Who you got your eye on?
Man, I am on board with this 41 car. Ryan Preece, he has impressed me, caught my eye, very fast. I think he's definitely one to watch.
Yeah, but I still think you got to watch this 5-car Kyle Larson. Even if it's not perfect, Kyle knows how to drive around the condition of the car and make it do what he needs.
Tony's talking about his favorite driver.
He's out of the street so far, he's ahead.
Well, you won't let me pick 2. I was going to take Richard Childress Racing, but let's concentrate on Austin Dillon. He and his brother Ty both started racing late models on dirt, and they were really good at it. Haven't had a chance to do that much in the Cup Series, except at Bristol. One time a year, won his heat race. He's been up front all night so far. Where are the rest of the dirt track specialists?
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mike. You know, Christopher Bell heard him really complain about his race car, very tight condition. Chase Briscoe, guy was in the picture, literally going for the win on the last lap, struggling a little
See, a few cars stayed out. Was that Reddick and Bubba that stayed out? Remember Bubba spun earlier, so I can't see past Tony's big head to see if Joey stayed out. But I think I see Reddick and Bubba back there.
Yeah, it's all about waking that baby up. He's Tyler Reddick. We haven't talked about him either. By the way, the one that Briscoe wiped out for the win, it was Tyler Reddick. So lots going to happen here at Stage In.
All right, non-competitive pit stops on the dirt track here. They will leave the pit in the same order in which they came in. Let's go to pit road.
Well, Mike, the 41 car, Ryan Preece, you see him right there in front. You've been doing such a great job all night long. His race car just a little bit loose on the entry. It causes tight middle for him right now. He is mentioning the bumps that you guys have been talking about over there, struggling to get across those bumps. And the 5 of Kyle Larson, he has been very good in the car. From the start of the race, he said he felt like he had more grip than yesterday.
If we get a long enough run to catch lap traffic, then the leader is going to be so vulnerable to some stupid shit.
Where maybe he's gaining or losing time, just working
longest we've run, what, 16 laps without a caution?
Jamie?
And Kyle Busch, nice battle with his teammate Austin Dillon. You see him right there pitted side by side as the mechanics go over the wall.
That shit on the back of his car does look delicious.
Kyle Busch, though, he was moving around trying to find more grip.
It certainly does look delicious.
Wasn't biting, so they're going to tighten him up, help him with that forward drive. Same with Austin Dillon in the 3. Didn't have a whole lot of complaints. They're going to tighten him up a bit, but best qualifying effort he's had all year. Started on the front row, and he's kept it there in the top 4. So they'll get a drink, they'll tighten him up, and they'll get going again. Let's go over to the other side and Josh Sims.
Yeah, just an update on Tyler Reddick. He's one of the drivers that elected
Reddick,
to stay out. Now,
Bubba,
at the beginning of the race, he felt
Martin
tight,
Truex Jr.,
tighter and tighter as the race
and
went
Ty
on.
Dillon.
His last update was saying that car is
They'll
really
be the
starting to come
top
to
4.
him. So they asked him if he wanted to come in or stay out, and they let the decision go to Tyler Reddick. And he said, I value track position. I'm happy where the car is right now.
Larson will not lead every lap.
He's one of those 4 drivers Josh mentioned who chose to stay out and not pit. Reddick was
unless he passes them on the first lap after this next restart.
And Ty Dillon was 24th. They will restart 1 through 4 when we come back.
NASCAR not race on Easter. Hamlin's podcast this week is just going to be him bitching about Bristol dirt.
God, J.J. Yeley outperforming him by this much. It must be making him sick.
Damn, I don't know who this guy is, but he said the quiet part out loud about this wrestling thing. He said, "Show me one time where AEW fans have booed a show because it was awful. It's never happened. AEW fans are trained seals who think if they cheer for everything, people will think it's good. But your TV ratings are in. It's not working." I go to an AEW show and boo. It's every time Matt and Nick Jackson or Hangman Adam Page are on the screen. Because they fucking suck. And God, I hate to say it because John Moxley used to be one of my favorites, but he kind of fucking sucks now too. He looks like shit. His matches are shit. He wrestles like shit. Wait. What the fuck?
Leading up to tonight's Food City Dirt Race. A lot of families on hand for the day and in the stands tonight. It's all showing.
A lot of hoodies.
Oh my God, look at all the kids. Here's your chance, Fox. Big break in the action. Show some children.
As the sun sets here in Bristol, and they will roll out in the same position in which they were running when they came.
I know Bubba got booed at Martinsville last fall. Bubba's been booed at every race I've been to. But the loudest I ever heard Bubba get booed was at Bristol the week after he won. The week after Bubba won Kansas, he got booed at Bristol. And I said, "What the fuck are you booing him for? He won."
Now I get to participate in my first 4 wide, so
You booing a winner?
talk about how crazy and hectic it is, and here's the drag strip.
Oh my God, Tony Stewart just came in his pants. They showed the drag strip
And it is loud. Just 2 cars here.
where he'd rather be right now.
It is super loud with those hills on the side.
Yep, the NHR will be here.
It's a big piece of tape on Byron's. That'll make that race win diecast very interesting.
Charlotte C-Max Dragway, April 28th to 30th.
There you see they had to cut most of the front end off of Denny Hamlin's car.
All right, so 4 drivers stayed out, as we mentioned, going to break. The rest of them will line up behind Ty Dillon, and that will be your Ram.
Damn, Denny's car. You used to see cars run like that and cut back in the day at Martinsville. They'd get all tore up.
My tires look a lot different for the dirt race. These just came off of Austin Dillon's car, 75 laps. They look brand new. Clint, Tony, I know you guys always like to see what they look like when they come off, but man, they look like they could put them right back on if needed later.
Well, they sure do, Jamie. I think you're spot on. They maybe still look like they've just climbed them up and roll again, huh?
Yeah, and that's
Kyle
the thing
Larson will
about
restart
on this racetrack.
5th. Well, depending on the choose. He's 5th right now in the running order.
It's not very abrasive at all, so it doesn't tear the tires up very much.
Yeah, Mike, a little question here for Tony and Clint. Guys, I'm not a dirt racing guy, so I don't know a lot about what's going on with these tires, but this is the right rear off of Kyle Larson's car. Take a look at the edge of the right rear right here, starting to chunk away just a little bit. Is that something they need to be concerned about or not?
It's really not. I mean, some of that is because I'm sure Larson was a little freer than he wanted to be, or loose.
Run over that hole in turn 3 a few more times.
That's just where you're sliding the car laterally to the right. So as the track slows down and slicks off a little more, he'll run that car straighter, and that should clean up.
Josh Berry will restart at the tail end. His team was still working on the car when the 6-minute clock expired. In fact, he is still on pit road. The surprise of the night, former asphalt modified champ Ryan Preece. We listened in.
The more you know.
It's the 2023 USFL season opening kickoff weekend to start the new season. Saturday, 4:30 Eastern.
They're always kicking off a new week.
I know, every fucking week it's like, USFL's back, and I'm like, when the fuck is it actually on?
Still 75 laps, another 75 for stage 2. And then 100 laps, stage 3 to finish it off.
Oh, is that another truck?
Kyle Larson wired stage 1. Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch, teammates this year, Richard Childress Racing, in hot pursuit. Then Ryan Preece, Ryan Blaney.
Preece has had a lot of bad luck.
Or rather, not the top 5. They'll be 5 through
Maybe his luck's going to turn around.
Green, because up front are the drivers who stayed out after pitting. After the end of stage
Tino, I plan on streaming GTA 4 on the 28th. 28, 29.
As an eBay guaranteed fit. Kyle is a 2-time winner of the Chili Bowl Nationals, the 2021 Knoxville Nationals champ, and he actually won the Truck Series dirt race in 2016 at Eldora. He just won a dirt race the other night at the local Bulls Gap track. This all sounds like an eBay perfect guaranteed fit for Kyle Larson racing on the dirt.
He is a dirt track specialist and came in here. I wouldn't say he was the prohibitive favorite coming in, but I did see one person on our Fox staff set his wallet on the table and said, put it on the 5. No, we didn't.
Pretty good
We're not
bet.
allowed. So here's Thursday night.
Mike Joy backtracked on that in a hurry.
That's Jonathan Davenport.
Superman, and you'll see why as they trade the lead back and forth.
Larson in the 6.
Trimmed a little bit with Larson showing up. They had the spoilers hanging off. Slide John City back and forth. These two battled it out. Put on a show for that crowd Thursday night. But Kyle somehow, some way was able to come home with a victory. Even had a flat tire. Kyle Busch, he was lapping Busch on the last lap. Came up, clipped him in the left rear, had a flat tire. Wouldn't have made it another lap. That was an impressive showing for Kyle Larson.
And here they are tonight.
Stanley said bet on Larson. I got bets on Bill and Byron. Byron is going to be 14th here. He was 10th. 4 cars stayed out. Bill's still going to be in the top 10. Obviously couldn't bet on Larson. He was the heavy favorite. I wouldn't have got anything.
Currently 23rd.
I've got a new ones to watch. We talked about Reddick earlier not really being a part of that equation. Stayed out. That strategy that Larry talked about, will all 3 of those would probably take place? Well, they have. This Tyler Reddick might see a new race car with his clean air and being up front, leading the pace.
Both the 2311 Toyotas stayed out.
It's probably a good thing sports betting's not legal in North Carolina. Because I'm an idiot.
Wallace had great pace last night, though. Bubba won his heat race. This might be exactly what the doctor ordered for.
Yeah, it should be legal. We should be able to do it in North Carolina. Just like people should be able to smoke pot. Like, what's the fucking deal? You should be able to gamble and smoke all the weed you want. Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't be able to go to the next state and
And that is Reddick, and here we go.
Reddick, Truex, Larson, and Bubba. Good launch for Reddick and Bubba. And Kyle Busch got the ass end hung out. Oh, Logano in the wall. Logano in the wall. He keeps going. Back to last place. 23-11, 1-2. And Logano's in the wall again. And there he is with Hamlin. This race is so good. And the 4 cars that stayed out are running 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 laps into this.
I'm racing that funny stat after the race. Like, Joey Logano passed 73 cars.
And Preece going after him. Larson actually got in the back of Ty Dillon.
Yeah, Ty Dillon slowed Larson down.
Be careful getting up through this traffic. Keep your fingers on it. You know you have the fastest car. Take care of it.
We're seeing with these first 3 what we talked about at the beginning of the race. Low air pressures, cars don't drive. Those guys staying out. They're tired.
Oh, Larson put Preece in the wall. Preece got squeezed in the wall by Larson. I don't think it was as bad as it looked. It's not as bad as it looked, but, man, Larson loves running people in the wall.
What about the difference in the fuel load?
Damn, look at Preece trying to get back to him.
Is that a factor?
Definitely is. I mean, the weight of the fuel is behind the rear tires, which is...
They're still 5th and 6th. I think Preece is good. These cars are durable. If that was an old gen car, if that was the previous car, he would have probably had a cut tire. Because that was pretty significant contact there. Oh my God, a split screen replay? Fox, thank you.
Dust up on the front straightaway.
He hit pretty hard there, Tony. That right front ain't even agree with it totally.
Uh-oh. Davenport spins 5 laps into the stage. And the 4 cars that stayed out are still running 1, 2, 3, 4 after 5 laps. Hello, NASCAR. Caution's out. There's a car stuck. Now he's moving. Here come the leaders.
He rolled down the racetrack, almost caught Brad Keselowski.
Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch got fucked by those 4 cars staying out. They're 7th and 9th. Divot that would make Tiger Woods cringe. Oh my God, Denny's car looks like Junior's car at Martinsville in 06.
Oh, wow.
It's like exactly the same. Junior finished, I think, third or fourth in that car. And Junior said it's one of the most fun races he's ever been a part of. It's one of Junior's most impressive feats behind the wheel, what he did at Martinsville that day, and almost won. Story of Dale Jr.'s career, almost winning. Martinsville next Sunday, because they said, I'll be goddamn if we're going to have another race at night in 20-degree weather. So they made it 3 in the afternoon again. Hey, we're getting the one to go.
Caution flag number 5. Let's go back a little further on this 5 and 4.
Larson and Preece.
Larson
just comes off the corner and he's probably here. And
Larson loves running people on the wall.
41's got to run on the outside and just that contact on the left front.
Ask Chase Elliott.
So during caution, Ryan came up to
have
a word.
Preece swerved at Larson under caution.
He goes to the outside.
Preece was about to snap. Do you remember Preece after Coda a couple weeks ago saying he was ready to beat the shit out of everybody for running into him all day? He said there was a lot of people that need ass whoopings.
Oh, yeah,
I wouldn't mess with Preece.
He likes his new haircut.
Preece is a badass little bastard. He will fight. Nobody's, I mean, he was pissed off at Coda, but nobody's really pissed him off just yet.
Yeah, make sure you return the favor, because he shouldn't make mistakes like that, so I doubt it was. It was not a mistake. Yeah, and his spotter just told me he was telling him.
And an attaboy to our associate director, who last night drove home after the truck race, drove to the hotel.
They're gassing Preece up, saying do it back to him.
Call at noon. Would you please come back, Mr. Gross, and turn off your rental car? It's been running all night.
Oh, man. You just ran him over, Mike. Ran him over.
Sorry, Rich. Had to do it.
Guess he just wanted it to be warm when he got in it this morning.
Oh, it was.
Forgot to get in it.
The heater was running all night.
Yeah.
Here we go. 85 laps complete. 165 to go. Reddick and Truex Wallace, then Larson. First of the cars that stopped after stage 1. Then the Dillon brothers, Ryan Priest, Christopher Bell.
Larson said, my biggest threat right now is at 41. Let me go ahead and jack his shit up into the wall. Bottom line didn't get going at all. Truex held everybody up there. Kyle Busch swings out wide again. Trying to gain anything on this restarts.
Another guy we haven't talked about all night that's actually been doing a really good job, Michael McDowell in that 34 car. He's ran the bottom, he's ran the middle, he's ran the top, he's doing a great
Reddick,
job.
Bubba, Truex, Ty Dillon, and Ty Dillon staying up here, and Priest has passed Kyle Larson.
The wall was going to hurt him, but his car's still in it. He's fast. Larson's struggling on that bottom. Oh,
Spinner off turn 2.
Oh.
Around goes Michael McDowell and keeps going.
Oh, don't throw the yellow. They kept going.
60, Michael McDowell. Man, the old flag man hurts you there.
Yep, caution wave.
Keep your foot in it.
Yeah.
Stamp it all around.
Quick caution. Watch this. Watch 34 right side of your screen. And
He's
you-
3 wide with Haley and Gregson. And he loses it.
Gets it sheared down a little
And
bit too
oh,
stays in the gap.
holy shit.
Nobody got
Everybody's scrambling to get out.
Yeah, nobody got touched. Instant caution. Davenport sits on the apron for a lap. Yeah. That was awesome. No. Boy, God really is on Ty Gibbs' side.
Opportunity and a great job by Ty Gibbs.
9 times out of 10, that's in your lap. And
That's
day
amazing.
over for Gibbs.
That was the Monster Energy Cam for Ty Gibbs. Speaking of 9, that's where he has finished now. 3 races in a row.
Definitely has things turned around.
Not
Getting that confidence. You
So
can feel the
McDowell
consistency.
and
You can
Gibbs
see
have
it
3
every
straight
single
top
weekend.
10s.
Ty Gibbs has got it going on.
Speaking of turnaround, Eric Jones, who had contact with Corey LaJoy early, has gotten the last 2 free passes in a row, and he'll now be back on the lead lap. Saturday on FS1, 2 National League powers hit the diamond. Christian Yelich and the Brewers face Manny Machado.
All right, quick yellow. Let's get going. Nobody hit anything.
Pitch at 4 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
I think it's interesting that the guys that stayed out that were running like shit are just leaving the race. That's not necessarily a good thing, but it's interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. If these clouds up the back stop run into each other, it'll be okay.
Let me mute this. Did you hear last week? Truex was out of fresh tires for the last pit stop, and the only tires they had 7 laps on them. They didn't tell Truex, so they put those shitty tires on because that's all they had, and his car ran like shit. And he was like, "My tires are going down. My tires are going down." And at the end of the race, James was like, "Yeah, it was 7 laps scuffs. That's all we had." And Truex goes, "Well, thanks for fucking telling me." And James goes, "Well, I didn't think I needed to tell you because it didn't matter." Yes, you tell him. You drive the car completely different on old tires than you do on fresh ones. And he just said, I ain't going to tell him. I'd have been mad as fuck.
You can see that's a better picture.
They got to
right there.
fix
Shows you
that.
how deep that
Don't they got to fix that fucking hole there?
Spots right here.
I've
That's where
seen
the
it.
chassis is dragging, like you
Plenty
mentioned
of
there, and
times.
that just tells you how deep it is. Christopher Bell's
They got to
struggling
fix
there.
that. They can fix it. They do something.
Let's check with Jamie.
Well, I've talked about Joey Logano's issues tonight.
How come it's
He's back in
only
29
happening there
after
and not in the same
restart
spot
there.
in like the
The
second
top
spot?
of the track had been watered down. He said it's like soup. He got into that and hit the wall, and he said he knocked the toe out just a little bit. So problems continuing for Joey Logano.
Oh,
And
poor
during
Joey
the
having a bad
we saw
day.
The water truck, we were watching from up here in the booth. The water truck did go out there, take the cushion, try to water. And the reason they do that, if you don't, and that race, as the race goes on, that dirt just continues to dry out. Then when those drivers do go to get in it later, it's too dry, it doesn't hold the car, and they blow through it and hit the wall. The hard part is when you water it, it's wet, it's greasy, it's not run in, and it also will do that too. So as this race goes on, the dirt and the drier dirt from the inside, the dust will go up there, and it'll tighten that dirt up there. Those guys will be back up in it in no time and getting the drive off of it again.
That's like a fucking. That's like the end of my road out here that I live on, with the big fucking dip in it.
As you see from our Choose drone, something we've never said on television before, right?
It's pretty smart. I'll give it credit on
Reddick,
this one.
Bubba outside.
It's well played.
Truex Priest inside.
2311s take the outside, and it's a mixed bag from there on.
Larson had enough of being on that bottom. He was mired in traffic behind Truex. You know, you heard Truex talking the struggles he was having. It was
Quick, shoot it down.
On the outside.
So here's one of Clint's stage 2 questions. Which of these drivers will have the better finish by the end of stage 2, and by how many positions? Bell and Briscoe right now are just one position.
Yeah, they're 11th and 12th.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm running out of money or something, Tony, because these questions keep getting harder and harder. That's a toss-up. I mean, both of those guys are plenty capable. Take your pick there.
Bell by 6.
Yeah, especially after you give them adjustments. And
Bell by 2.
race cars, these guys will find their
Bell
way
by
back.
2 at the end of stage 2.
All right, they waved off the restart this time.
Well, God damn it.
Well, the 4 drivers who stayed out at the end of stage 1 are
Yeah.
holding their own. They will restart first, second,
That
fourth,
McDowell spin was
and
unbelievable.
sixth. Reddick, Truex, Wallace, and Ty Dillon.
And I think I'm kind of surprised by that, and I'm curious what Larry thinks of this as well. You know, Tyler's car really didn't seem like it was handling that good the first stage, so I would have thought they would have taken that opportunity to come in at the end of stage 1, work on the car. If it's better at the end of stage 2, then stay out for that third stage.
Totally agree with it. I thought he was going to have trouble in strategy. Old Larry helped us out.
Yeah, the box they are in, they're going to have to stop the end of this next stage. And if they stay up front, they're showing everybody else that staying out is not a bad thing, but you can't make this whole race without stopping at least for fuel.
Larson and the better cars stopped at the end of stage 1, so if I was them, I'd consider not pitting again. If I stopped in stage 1, I'd consider not pitting again. Truex blows the start again on the bottom, but it comes back to him. He made up for it. 3 wide per second. Bubba prevails, and Larson's losing ground every restart. And guys, and he just put the bumper to Blaney. Blaney held on to it. Now I feel like Ryan Preece or Kyle Busch is the favorite to win.
All over the place here. Larson all the way to the outside.
There you go. Suarez this time, and Suarez has some left front damage. This is turning into a shit show. This is starting to look like the trail. Logano's got problems again. We're still green.
What? What?
NASCAR said enough of this shit. We can't let this turn into a shit show. That's brutal for Suarez and Joey. No caution.
Not that would.
Logano is going to limp to pit road. as he stay green.
Well, they've ruined Logano and Suarez. Well, Logano's race was already ruined, but NASCAR's like, we're not throwing rapid fire cautions, God damn it. I can't believe that's not a caution.
That's made my day.
That's pretty funny.
2021 Mr. Dirt Race winner will probably be 2 down before he gets
NASCAR's like, maybe if we dodge and avoid the one caution. Ah!
He spun and saved it again.
He's got that move down.
We're still green.
McDowell spun and saved no chance.
Can they get us a replay? Justin Haley's got a problem. Haley's slow down the front stretch.
There is action all
There's shit going down. There's going to have to be a caution at some point. Haley's got a flat right front. Suarez tail into the lead lap. That's not that bad to spin and be tail into the lead lap.
Well, you want these drivers to get back in a rhythm. Every time you cover, you can get a caution, and they roll around there.
NASCAR really pushed their luck there on
You can't just sit there and not
Larson is 10th and struggling. Austin Dillon is struggling. Kyle Busch and Preece have come out of this in really good shape.
also gives the track time to clean up. And you know, when it cleans off,
But the cars that stayed out are irrelevant because they're going to have to pit again. They're going to have to pit for the first time.
When they roll around there under caution,
So yeah, it's really Kyle Busch and
everywhere the marbles are out there. It's really
Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney. Yeah. Ooh.
$10,000 in a lot of
Christopher Bell get out.
I said what? Bell by 2. He's trying to pass Briscoe right now.
Kyle Larson has dropped to 9th. There is Truex to 4th. Kyle Busch making the pass.
Kyle Busch passed Ty Dillon. He got by, yeah, he passed Truex. So Kyle Busch passed 2 of the cars that stayed out before, and he's working on another. And Bubba takes his, oh, Preece got spun. That's going to be a caution.
And that will be a caution.
Okay, yeah. Caution's out for Preece.
I think
Well, goddamn it, NASCAR did it their best to not have to throw one there.
They saw what Reddick and these boys have stayed out in the stage. There's going to be some more doing it in second
Logano, I think he's getting ready to go to the garage. Happened in the 41.
He got intimidated.
He spun himself. Suarez appreciates that. He was tailing the lead lap after he got spun out.
Oh boy.
There's a lot going on, but too much of it's happening too close together, and it's making this race a drag because of all the cautions. We're not even halfway. We've had 7 cautions. Be right back. You just come in. Now look what he's doing. He just came in the back door. He's going out the window again. Fucking dumbass. Got a retarded cat, y'all. You don't know if he wants to be in or out. I remember in last year's Bristol dirt race, there was a lot of cautions for like rain, but there was a long green flag run in the last stage, longer than you usually get. Here's the problem. They're going so slow, but there's no grip, so they spin a lot, but they're so slow you don't get a lot of damage. So there's still 35 fucking cars running at the end because nobody's going to DNF unless they have mechanical problems because you're not hitting that hard and these cars are really durable. What's up, Caden? First got my PS5, I was worried the cats might knock it over. This thing's so fucking heavy, they'd have to fucking shove it to knock it over.
Welcome back to NASCAR Cup Racing from Bristol on Fox, presented by
Bristol. Reddick, Bubba, Kyle Busch, Truex, Ty Dillon in the top 5, but Reddick, Bubba, Truex, and Ty Dillon will have to pit again. Kyle Busch doesn't have to if he doesn't want to.
And every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. On further review, Ryan Preece's spin was due to a broken right rear toe link, which may or may not have been bent when he and Kyle Larson.
Obviously, they fixed it.
But contact with Ty Dillon off turn number 2.
Goddamn, Preece has the worst luck. That.
Kyle Busch in the wall.
Yeah, how did he not break something on? That looked like Ty Dillon came down.
If you had to ask me.
How did Kyle Busch not get more damage out of that?
Right after the contact with the wall with Larson, and that finished it off. Got her fixed back up, though, on the racetrack.
All right, the votes have been tallied. You only voted once, right? For our pods, big move of the race. How about we vote twice?
Bill is one spot ahead of Briscoe. I need one more. And I can theoretically win Clint's money.
Spinning around, grabbing a gear. Look at those tires spinning. He's rolling.
It looked like me in a GTA race getting spun.
Lesson learned, okay? He's going to spin it again. We're going to stay green and see if he can do it again. And yes, he did. That's your pod's big move of the race.
Michael McDowell is, he's a wheel man. I give him credit.
Do it twice. I'm impressed. That was cool.
Well, and he upped the ante. He did it in the corner, which is even harder.
He is is running
To spin in the corner at this racetrack on dirt and not get hit is pretty remarkable.
No pit stops under these cautions because you're only allowed to change tires and add fuel at the stage breaks. Unless, of course, a tire is flat, and then a NASCAR inspector must approve the change of just that tire.
Very surprised by Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe. Guys were extremely fast. Even Kyle Busch struggling to find the front nearly as fast as what I envisioned them doing. I think they're going to have a decision on their hands at the end of this stage too. You might see some of them staying out when they were really thinking and planning on pitting.
All right, we're about 5 laps from halfway in stage 2, and here we come to the...
We're still not halfway through the damn race. Might be another hour before we get to that. Reddick Bubba outside. Bush inside. Austin Dillon inside. Damn, Austin Dillon's going to gain a lot of spots.
He has been the first guy to the cushion on every restart, and he's going to start inside. See how that works out. Here's some audio from Ryan Preece and company.
You know what I'm sick of? Tell me. Excuses. From now on, think it's game over. I agree. I like it.
Ryan Preece is about to snap, y'all.
People are going to continue to do it, right?
Ty Dillon did bounce off of him. It looked like. Ryan Preece ain't having it, y'all.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it sounded a little agitated.
A little.
Sounds a lot like his car owner.
There's one thing that you hear that passion in Chad Johnston's.
By the way, speaking of his car owner, SRX starts in
second to
July.
last crew chief in the Cup
And it's
Series,
going to be good
and,
this year. A lot of Cup
Chad,
guys are
I
in
had a
SRX
blast
this
running
year.
with him, but he is passionate. He's fiery just like a driver.
Kyle Busch, Brad
and if his driver's getting fired up, you can bet he's probably fired up too.
Yeah, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch in an SRX car. Chase was planning on doing it. I don't know if he is now. Yeah, Logano's DNF'd.
He's the only car out of the race.
Joey Logano dead last. Your last car winner this week, Brock Beard. It's Joey Logano.
Everybody else, 33 cars on the lead lap.
No, if we would have won, that shit would have happened.
Yeah, you could thank us for staying home, because if we went to this race, Joey would have spun twice and still been at the front.
He got put in the wall. There's no question about that. But just to barely, a fender on him right there in that situation, halfway, not even halfway through the race there. He's also wishing that, he would have been a little bit more patient in that seat, and he'd still be.
And we got a couple of holes coming up in turn 3 now, if you notice. That one is so big, it looks like something to lay on the racetrack from far away. Good launch right outside. That outside's the place to be. Oh, wait, Briscoe 3 wide. Kyle Busch made the inside work as good as you could.
These restarts as well. I mean, Reddick's getting a jump, but Bubba has been able to sit there and stay with him on each of these restarts, getting right back to second.
Oh, Truex.
Dillon to the inside, bottom of the racetrack, challenging for third in the number 3.
Fast car.
Yee.
4 wide.
4 wide at Bristol. I didn't see that on the concrete, they're going to say. Damn. How much lower can you go, Blaney?
Moving up behind Truex.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It got really quiet for 2 seconds. I was waiting for Mike Joy to go, oh, spinner.
Looking at the 8 of Kyle Busch, didn't get to the back bumper of him, but, Bubba moves up, takes his line away, forces him.
I wish Bubba didn't have to pit, because he's in good shape. They obviously played the wrong strategy, but they played the wrong strategy, but they showed Kyle Busch and old Ty Dillon knocking the damn wall down off of 2 hard. The guys who played the wrong strategy showed the good cars the right strategy. My opinion.
Pretty easy to do. It looks like the track's really getting pushed up high from about the apex of the corner, center of the corner to the exit. Very high, getting close to the wall. Saw that last night in the truck race as well.
Well, you must have woke that 5 car up, because here comes Kyle Larson.
Larson's got it back under him again.
Got him moving around. I've been watching him a little bit. It's interesting. Bubba's got to be careful. He's doing a lot of.
Bubba's doing a lot of defensive driving mid-corner.
You have to be defensive.
And Boyer just said he's mirror driving everybody in the corner that catches him.
Here's a slide job. Give him some room.
Truex helped Larson almost complete that. Notice Larson didn't run Bubba in the wall like he did the 41 earlier.
So Larry Mack, if you're Kyle
Park it in front of him, Larson.
and you fought your way to the front through these cars that stayed out
So
at the
Busch
end
and
of
Larson
stage
are the two best cars that don't have to pit again if they don't want to.
Stage one, do they stop at the end of this stage?
You know, when I look at the number of caution laps that we run, Mike, I think if you pitted at the end of stage one and you're up near the front,
You
like
stay
Kyle
out.
Larson and Kyle Busch,
Ooh,
you
Bubba
get
brushing the
Austin
wall,
Dillon and Ryan Blaney.
rubbing the wall. Didn't hit it, but he's
Absolutely,
rubbing
I
it.
am not coming back to
Lost a
pit
lot
road.
of track position.
Pretty hard. Couldn't get out of it off of 2. Lost a lot of track position.
Didn't really hit it hard, but he bumped it and then got stuck in it.
Falls out of the top 10.
God, what a mess. Damn, Noah Gregson's 10th. Look at him. Oh, he was 10th, and then he knocked the wall down. Now he's 15th. I wish that would happen every time I mention Noah Gregson's name.
Just couldn't get it turned left and stay on the wall.
That was +2 over.
God damn, that's a long green flag run compared to the rest of the shit we've seen.
Haley right in the middle of it.
Great thing is you can see how the drivers are able to use the entire surface. I mean, there's not a specific line that's better than the other right now. It's literally about just finding a spot that makes your car feel good.
The track really is awesome. Pass for third. Larson still trying to get around Truex. This isn't 4 or 5 laps.
Here's Jamie.
And Joey Logano, the hits just kept on.
Oh, poor Joey.
What happened in that last incident that put you out for the night?
It's an eventful race for the short amount of laps that we had to run. Got caught up and seemed like every wreck in front of me. I got in the middle of it and then was going good and I got too high one time. And then I don't know, they wrecked in front of me the last time and I hit him with the right front, broke the suspension, and then I clobbered the fence after that. So I think I had a pretty good Mustang that could probably run up there with them. I was able to drive through the field.
Larson's going to give a slide job from Hill here on Truex. Look at that. Look at that. It worked.
My fault we're back there in the first place, and that's what happens.
Thanks, Joey.
He got held up by Truex for the last 2 laps. He finally had enough.
Finishes 37.
Cleared him by a mile. Parked it in front of him.
Larson, he down
And
enough.
now
It's time to
Austin.
go.
Oh, Larson. Lost a lot of speed off of 4, and then he swerves Bell
Christopher Bell.
into turn 1. If I was Bell, I'd be a little annoyed. He came down and pretended like he didn't know Bell was on his inside.
But it is not.
And it worked because he held him off, but Bell
Two spinners.
got a spinner. Turn 2, Montoya.
In fact, Brad
Keselowski stopped in the middle of the track.
Brad has had a rough night.
That's the third time we've
Third
seen him
spin
have
for
trouble,
Brad.
Unfortunately.
He went a lap down early. Got a free pass, got back on the lead lap, but he
Justin
goes
Haley's 11th
and
after his
brings
flat
out
tire.
his second caution of the night at lap 126.
I said Bell by 2. He's 2 spots ahead of Briscoe. But there's still 25 laps on the stage.
Halfway in the Bristol dirt race.
Brad Keselowski thought we needed a halftime break. This is Brad's support for having a halftime in NASCAR, which is something they've idiotically discussed over the years. We need to have a halftime in a NASCAR race. Yeah, Dylan, we need to have a fucking halftime in an event that's already 4 fucking hours long. You know, instead of like getting through it really quick, we need to somehow make it longer. We need a halftime in NASCAR. You know, because football has one. That's why they stopped the race at halfway every year in the 600. They've just been testing it to see if people will tolerate it. Next gen Kyle Larson loves clearing himself in front of people he's not clear. Why is Twitter showing me tweets from 24 hours ago about rain? It nearly made me go, wait, what? By the way, I'd like to point out Bristol Motor Speedway is barely a half mile, and Fox is somehow missing like 75% of the incidents that are taking place on the track. Oh, Dylan, did you see this? During WrestleMania, Shane McMahon tore his quad, and the cameraman called the audible. He looked at Snoop Dogg and said, "Punch Miz, punch Miz, punch Miz," and then he punches Miz. Because it was supposed to be Shane McMahon versus Miz with Snoop Dogg outside the ring, but Shane tore his quad, and they're like, what the fuck do we do? What do we do? The cameraman's the one who told him to do it. Punch Miz. Good thinking. I'm assuming he was probably told from the back, but still, for him to have to be like, hey, punch Miz. I love how it just ruins the illusion for everybody down front. Like, you see the cameraman telling Snoop to punch the Miz?
What a battle here. What was going on just prior to this caution?
Cog out working the top really, really well there.
Here's the slide job from Hill that I mentioned earlier.
Slide job. Turns it underneath. He's basically cutting the corner off and then just drive it straight up the hill. Take the line away from Martin. That is as perfect as you could do that.
But then he hands it right back. He gets in the next corner. Awesome move, like you said. Getting his next corner. Jumps the
Yeah, Karen, J.J. Ailey was not ready for a cup ride back in 2005 or whatever it was, but at the same time, he also just sucked.
We talked about it in the pre-race.
He wasn't ready, and he sucked. Two things can be true.
Anybody can.
Well, Mike, one of my favorite parts about this dirt race, if you look on top of the haulers in the
8 cautions.
crew chiefs are all standing up there, but
in a 250 lap race.
When the caution comes out for the stage break, you will see these haulers empty out. Everybody comes running down to their pit stalls. They want to get eyes on their cars as quick as they can. That's very different than what we see on a normal week at the racetrack.
Whole different procedure here with the non-competitive pit stops during the stage breaks. The only time you can add fuel or change tires. Dylan trying to keep Tyler Reddick up high on these restarts.
Yeah, every time. You want to restart on that outside, but if you can take the inside and get up there, you might be able to clear yourself into second or third. And I know Austin Dillon's fast. I know Austin Dillon's fast, and he sucked on that restart. Finally, Fox with a camera shot wide enough to where we can see, and it's gone. Oh, what a slider by Austin Dillon. Did everything but run into Kyle Larson there. Woo. Oh, now he's running into him. Here comes Bill. And Reddick's still leading after all this, but he has to pit.
Some of that aggression. I mean, we've got 17 laps to go in this stage, and there's a large likelihood of 3 to 5 to 20. These guys are going to stay out. Austin.
Oh, Eric Jones. Keep it green, keep it green, keep it green. Keep going, keep going. He did the McDowell. He had a little more contact than McDowell, but he kept going. Bush is unbelievable, but he's stuck behind Reddick. Reddick got really loose. That's going to open up an opportunity. Austin Dillon kind of boxed Howell in. He had nowhere to go. Slide job. Across the hole in the track. Clear. Reddick's back to his inside, but it ain't going to be enough unless he throws the slider. Yeah, Reddick's going to take it right back. He's going to slide him back. Reddick's not going to win the race, but he's going for a stage win. He wants to get something out of this. Kyle put the 45 in the wall just a little bit. They keep going. Dude, when this race is green, it's really good. This is really good when it stays green, but it can barely get going.
The whole reason that didn't go any worse than it did was...
So now the best cars that don't have to pit are Busch, Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe. I said Bell by 2. He's only 1 ahead of Briscoe.
He bailed out. He didn't stick in there. You didn't hold his own on that outside. If he did, they would have been in the wall for sure. Just like you were saying, a little bit of patience went along with it.
12 to go in stage 2.
Look at that top 5 all hanging it out against the wall now.
You've got to give each other just a little bit extra.
That's remarkable.
You do on a weekly basis in these cars.
Down into 3, way hard.
Watching from our Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Cam on board Dillon.
Watch how much deeper he can get into the corner than Reddick.
Well, in the radius that he's running, when he turns...
But Dillon hits that bump and Reddick gets in the gas off the top. Stays in front of him.
Slow his entry down a little bit. He's able to get that big run on the top off the corner.
Can't really do it as much at 1 and 2 down here. It's funny. I mean, it's 3 car lengths.
And everybody's driving around that hole in turn 3 right there.
Look at that fresh dirt they're running over up there. Wow, how'd that happen? 3 wide for the lead. Kyle Busch had a shitty corner. And he's really loose into 1. Really loose, really loose. And Reddick's going to park it in front of him. This is going to give Austin Dillon a chance. God damn it, it's good when it stays green. It really is. But Reddick's got that top again. Oh! Austin Dillon put Kyle Busch in the wall. That's a teammate. That's a teammate.
Dillon is very aggressive behind the wheel tonight. Definitely a different Austin Dillon.
RCR's playing for keeps. 7 to go. My God, we've been green for a while, Dillon. And it's great. And I've got a pick in the top 5. Where the fuck is Byron's 13th? What a wasted bet. Should have known better. You better give Larson plenty of room. He uses the whole damn racetrack. Even the part you're on.
You look at that in-car, you look at his hands on the wheel. He's not death gripping that steering wheel at all. He's nice and relaxed in the
Larson. Larson.
He's got a nice balanced race car.
Kyle Busch is good at crossing guys up here when they slide in front of him.
They almost got into one another. It was very close.
Four to go on the stage. Do they go green the rest of the 4 laps?
With 4 laps to go on the stage.
That was extremely tight in the first stage. I think
NASCAR switched it to relaxed yellows after stage 1. They hit the slider to relaxed yellows. Yeah, Kyle Busch dropped to 5th. Bell's got in front of him now.
Oh, you got 2 spots now with 4 to go.
Uh-huh. I'd win Clint's money tonight. I said Bell by 2 over Briscoe at the end of stage 2. Bell's 4th, Briscoe's 6th. And we're coming to 2 to go.
With all the moisture that was in the air, how wet the track was, makes a lot more grip, and you have to free the car up to get it to rotate. Where tonight,
Michael, give me $100,000.
the track's got a lot quicker than it was last night. Half the
Or
time,
10,000, whatever it is. 100,000 will do.
And here's the fight for the final stage point. Almirola right now has it. Ty Dillon.
Austin Dillon wants a stage win. Damn. I ain't going to junk my car for a stage win. No. 1 to go. By God. End of the stage under green. So we can bunch them up and have 35 more cautions at the start of the 3rd stage.
Dillon will have 1 more try on the inside. Here he comes.
Reddick wins stage 2, but will have to pit and give up his track position.
But now he has to pit. This is going to be interesting.
Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, Bristol Bell, Kyle
Yep.
Busch.
Dillon, Larson, Bell, Busch, Briscoe, Blaney. They'll stay out. I'm assuming. Did see some lead changes there. I said if it just would stay green, it's really good. Classic Fox. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock.
But I can still enjoy it though.
You'll make it home because there's going to be 30 cautions here at the start of this segment.
Stream on. I'll listen to the stream in the car. When I get home, it'll be about. See, it took them how long to run? 150. So at least another hour and a half. The race will go under 3 hours. So. I will.
See you later.
I'll probably text you tomorrow about the Wilkesboro thing.
Yeah, sleep on it.
Really, the thing I'm trying to convince myself out of right now is why not do the weekend.
You want to do the weekend at Wilkesboro?
That's what's going through my mind right now. Is why I'm trying to find what's going to keep me from doing it.
Even if we got a hotel just like 2/3 of the way up there, halfway up there. Y'all, we're probably going to Wilkesboro. 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. What do you think, y'all? We're going to Wilkesboro? Yeah. I think we're going to North Wilkesboro because truck tickets are like $50, and we can get an infield pass for the race on Sunday night, the All-Star race, for like $140. So that's still cheaper than the $300+ you would pay for the weekend pass. So yeah, we're going to be in the stands for the truck race and be in the infield for the All-Star race. So yeah, I guess we're going to Wilkesboro. We'll make it official tomorrow. Dylan said he's going to sleep on it. Had a feeling I'd figure a way to get to Wilkesboro one way or another. How can I not go to North Wilkesboro? I live in North Carolina. I'm obligated. How far is North? Let me look. I'm going to bring up Google Maps right now and tell you. Because I can't remember exactly how far it is.
In the race day studios, man, it has been crazy out there at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Shannon and Jamie here with you. I swear, if we had $1 for every time we heard the word spin, we'd be as rich as some of the kids that got the
North Wilkesboro Speedway
Just keep on going.
is 72 miles from my house. It's less than 2 hours. Fuck. I didn't realize it was quite that close. North Wilkesboro is an hour and 48 minutes from my house. Now, traffic's going to be hell, especially on that Sunday, but damn. That's not far at all. And like I said, we found a way to get there for to get tickets for well under $300, which is what they go for. Plus, and that's before fees. They go well over like $340, $350. So yeah, gonna stand in the infield for the All-Star race.
This actually ended his night. You see, he got suspension damage to that car. Went to the truck race last night, but a frustrating night for Joey tonight. This, though, great battle towards the end of stage 2. We saw 4 or 5 guys going at it. It was so much fun. Reddick lost the lead, was able to get the lead back, and then is able to hold off Austin Dillon for the win in stage 2. And Shannon, what sticks out to me is we talked about where were the dirt guys, when are they going to shine? As the racetrack has changed, Tony and Clint have talked about this. We've seen this huge transformation in the track.
I bet parking at Wilkesboro is going to suck ass.
So the guys are pretty much the ones who have experience on dirt, Mike. So as we get ready for stage 3, listen, I know Clint and Tony are wishing that they were in this race.
You're not kidding. They're steering from up here.
That's a fact. I'll be honest. First time in 6 years since I've been retired that I actually am like, man, I really wish I was out there tonight.
Looks like fun. Let's check with Josh.
Run next race next year, Tony.
45 of Tyler Reddick, your stage 2 winner, involved in absolute.
Borrow one of them Rick Ware cars and soup it up.
That stage, he said the car right now just a little too tight, especially if he's trying to run the bottom. If he wants to be able to hold off those guys, so they said we'll give you a little bit of adjustment to help you go for this win. Jamie.
And Austin Dillon, Tony Stewart was talking about it. An aggressive Austin Dillon tonight with a great car. His only main complaint in the second stage was that he's no good on restarts. Gave up a handful of positions.
Surprised to see so many cars pit.
He was able to bounce back. He also apologized to his teammate. Didn't mean to get into him earlier in this run. And Kyle Busch, his teammate in the 8th there, said he's just too loose. No rear grip at all, especially in 3 and 4. So they're going to try to tighten him up. A lot of tightening up happening down here still, Regan.
Well, Jamie, Kyle Larson, he came to the pits this time, and a very interesting conversation as he did. He came in and said, I really want to leave the tires on the car that are on it, so they are not going to change these tires. They're going to leave the older tires on it. This was purely a pit stop for fuel for them, basically, to make sure they could make it to the end of the race. And the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., his race car has been tight, trying to get through the bumps. That's his biggest complaint, as well as not being able to run the bottom because it's too loose, just trying to find that line that he wants to work a little bit better on as they go.
Thanks, Regan. All but 9 cars stopped here at the end of stage 2. That is we're wiping the windshield from the outside and the inside there with a little Swiffer there. That is the story from Ram Pit Road. Some sad news to pass along in the dirt track and sprint car world. Last night at Lawrenceburg, Indiana Speedway, the defending track champion Justin Owen was qualifying his USAC sprint car, which bicycled down the back straightaway, got into the wall, and then into a series of violent flips that he could not survive. The rest of the program was canceled, and our condolences to the friends, family, and team of Justin Owen, who was 27.
I heard about that. 100 laps clean. Yeah, right. You know what sucks about North Wilkesboro? Having to spend the money. Dylan, North Wilkesboro Speedway is only an hour and 48 minutes from here. Just got an email. Anytime I get an email midstream, I always think it's a copyright claim. I think NASCAR has claimed 2 of my videos in the last 4 years. That's it.
Kyle Busch has been out front for 6 laps. 5 lead changes, 32 cars on the lead lap, including the free pass car, which will be Ryan Preece. 9 caution flags and a whole bunch that weren't, for spinners and yeah, race on, But here we come to the final stage, and you got to have it right now.
You're right. And the only thing that I caught of all the Regan stuff is the 5-car. Larson didn't take tires. They pitted and elected not to take the tires. I don't know about that call, Tony. There's something that he felt and he liked about, obviously, on this set. But, boy, I've never heard that before.
Well, it's definitely not a tire wear issue for sure. I mean, as the track gets slick, it's not abrasive like we mentioned earlier, but there's something about this set that Kyle likes. And I agree with you. I don't know if it's just with stickers and the low air pressure, if he didn't like the soft feel of it and it got better as the time went on. But it's interesting, and we need to find out if he actually took fuel, because now adding the fuel back there with those tires, it may unbalance the car again. So it may have been fuel burn off, or it may have been air pressure buildup.
Well, without a doubt, it's a different strategy, and it's something we're going to have to pay attention to.
Well, if he liked those tires, is there a risk if you put new ones on that there'll be a different stagger, or just behave differently?
Like I said, keep an eye on that car. There's something different going on there. Keeping those tires on that car was definitely a different strategy than I've ever seen.
So Austin Dillon and Kyle Larson rack up the most stage points tonight. Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell also over 10 points tonight. Here's a look at what's coming up for NASCAR on Fox.
We're counting down the days until NASCAR hits the pavement.
NASCAR at Martinsville.
Short track.
You know, because we're not going to Martinsville next week and we're not going to Darlington, we can totally go to North Wilkesboro.
Martinsville, and you won't want to miss a second. Starting at 2 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
And joining us at Martinsville will be 2000 Series Cup champion Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart. We'll be back in the booth for Talladega.
It's going to be fun having Bobby in the booth. Looking forward to that. Champion driver, always fun to hear his vantage point. It's going to be a fun one. Martinsville's fun. Favorite racetrack, right up the road from the house. Beautiful drive, especially this time of year. Cannot wait to get up there.
Got your last win there, right?
Yeah. So, all right, let's set the stage. Reddick proved to us.
Wait, didn't Boyer win Michigan after he won Martinsville?
Was able to not only hold on, he lost it and then passed Kyle Busch back for the win. Now, can Christopher Bell do the same thing?
Yeah, now Tyler Reddick will restart 10th. Christopher Bell was 4th. There's the Toyota cam on Bell's car. He will be the race leader. Chase Briscoe was 6th at the end of stage 2. He's now 2nd. Eric Almirola was 10th. He's now 3rd. Todd Gilliland was 14th. He's now 4th. William Byron was 15th. He's now 5th. Michael McDowell, twice through the spin cycle tonight already, was 18th. Denny Hamlin.
Only 100 laps. How long could this possibly be?
And Ross Chastain was 23rd. So they will all move up in the running order and start ahead of Tyler Reddick, the driver who was leading at the end of the stage. So, with 5 of our dirt track experts up front, here are some of the drivers who came in tonight with very strong dirt racing backgrounds. In their younger days, Ricky Stenhouse, Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell celebrating a win, as was a very young Chase Briscoe and an even younger Kyle Larson.
I like that for sale sign on the side of Briscoe's car. That's a good way to sell one.
Yep.
Park that baby in Victory Lane.
Well, they were selling it because they were buying a bigger race car.
Right. They're the lap leaders tonight. 100 laps to go.
Still a lot of racing left. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Long way to go. A lot of stupid moves to be made tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Still plenty of time. We're coming to the green. My longer shot bet, William Byron stayed. Both of my bets stayed out. Christopher Bell was on the front row as the leader. William Byron second row in third place. I like my strategy with my 2 bets.
And to your point, maybe it's the air pressure. Maybe it's just the fact of stickers versus scuds. But I'm totally confused over that one. But you know what? We'll know here over the next 100 laps.
Kyle asked his crew chief on the radio, can we keep these same tires?
Bell and Gilliland leaning on each other at the green. Hey, I'm in first. For how long? 3 wide per second. Gilliland, Almirola, Briscoe around the outside into second. Josh Berry 3 wide through the middle just behind him. Look at that. And if Christopher Bell checks out, even Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon, those guys will have trouble.
Kyle Larson got a little nudge there from Kyle Busch. Look at the battle back here.
Woo! 4 wide. It was Dillon, Larson, Busch, and Blaney off of 2.
Larson, Busch, Reddick, all trying to, and Austin Dillon, all trying to get in.
Check out, Bill. Check out. Man, Josh Berry just cut the balls off of Michael McDowell on the front stretch. He almost Larsoned him.
There is no bad spot on this racetrack right now. It is literally find you a clean spot, aim for it.
Byron Chastain side by side for 7th.
Well, that's what's cool about dirt racing, and in particular on this racetrack. Depending on how your car's handling, you can move around and find a groove that actually better suits the handling of your car.
Historically, if your car's loose, you head to the top of the hill, get the right rear on the cushion, it holds the back of the car. If your car is tight, you kind of stay off of that, get all the way down to the bottom where it's a little harder to rotate, get to the left front in the mud, where it's soft and sticky, and let it pull you around.
Gets you working and thinking inside that race car.
You have that health cam for Chastain carrying the driver's eye.
And the dirt racers with the...
Larson spins off of 4. Loop it around. No yellow. They throw the caution.
You know where that takes...
Larson spins and goes to the rear.
Exactly what we were talking
And
about.
my race bet, Christopher Bell's out front. It's a beautiful day. 6 laps into this run.
He's locked into what he's got. Remember, you can only change the tires at the end of the stage break.
Well, it's too late now anyway.
Kyle Larson will not be winning this race.
You're not going to come from dead last and win this race.
The only way he'd get to change one now if it was flat down to the rim, and then you could only change the flat tire. Kyle Larson goes around. 10th caution flag of the night.
He almost took Denny and almost took Kyle Busch with him. Bell, Briscoe, Almirola, Gilliland, Josh Berry 5th. All the heavy hitters from earlier are outside the top 10. Kyle Busch 11th. Well, Austin Dillon's 10th, it says, so they're 10th and 11th. Blaney 12th, Reddick 13th. A lot of new guys at the front because of the strategy. I liked staying out there. I was shocked that more people didn't just stay out. I think it's been a good race. It's been messy, but it's been a good race. And all the cautions are just making it even more compelling because everybody's on the lead lap that's still running. Larson coming to pit road, but remember, you can't change tires now. You can only change tires or add fuel at stage breaks. Unless you've got a flat tire. Trying to see if he's got a flat. You can change a flat, but the right side tires are up. They're looking at it going, please tell me one of these tires is flat. Please tell me the tires are flat. God damn it. They were hoping all 4 were flat so they could change them all. And Larson's going to get out and tell you how bad this race was, even though it's been pretty good.
Kyle Larson just pitted. All they did was check for fender clearance on the tires. He had plenty, so he will start last. Here is the choose drone.
Todd Gilliland and Josh Berry are going to come up to the first and second rows here off the choose.
Let's have a look at tonight's right combination, sponsored by Subway. Larry?
Yeah, let's take a look at Christopher Bell and his crew chief, Adam Stevens. This is their third season together. They have 4 wins, including 3 last year that sent them to the championship. 4 already this year, 4 top 5s and 5 top 10s. In fact, the last 3 wins for Joe Gibbs Racing came from this 20 team, and they've been the top finishing Joe Gibbs Racing finisher in 5 of 7 races. All these
Christopher Bell is good at odd racetracks. Charlotte Roval, New Hampshire, Bristol Dirt.
I agree with you.
He's obviously a great short tracker. That's why I picked him to win last week, I think.
Bell got off to a great restart there to begin stage 3. But here is where it appears he is most at home. 3 Chili Bowl victories.
Donuts after he's won the race there. And listen, he gave Kyle Larson all he could handle there. Larson could not match the pace of Christopher in these races. I mean, Christopher is an unbelievable dirt driver.
There is the dirt on Christopher as we get ready to restart.
Yeah, he's kind of a man of few words, and
Yeah, that hole in the track's not gotten much worse.
especially in a dirt car.
Kyle Larson will restart at the back. Christopher Bell will be up front with Todd Gilliland.
Gilliland in the front row again, but I think this top with Bell and Briscoe is just going to get out there and take off.
Outside of him, here we
My other bet, Byron's in the top line. I like seeing that. And Bell takes off as they're 3 wide per second. Oh, Gilliland checked up in 4. Thought Barry was going to drive through. Excuse me. Got the hiccups all of a sudden.
And although Eric doesn't have a driving background on dirt, his uncle does at East Bay Raceway in Tampa, Florida.
The car just makes good drive up off the corner. He's holding it really straight in the corners and keeping the car underneath of him and finding speed all the same. Man, huge turnaround for him.
second and third with Chase Briscoe and Eric Almirola. The race is back at 4.
I love the way Bell's car looks right now. It's sideways where it needs to be and straight where it needs to be.
And Dillon working his way back up through. Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon's going to bust his ass. He's having to work way too hard on the bottom, having to pass a lot of cars after they decided to pit. And Kyle Busch is just right behind him. Makes the pass on McDowell, parks it in front of him, middle of the corner.
Austin's done a better job of getting up through the field than his teammate Kyle Busch and Reddick. He's aggressive though. He's leaning on him.
Clear bottom, 1 off and hurt.
The thing that I'm happy to see is one thing we all speculated on is that at the end of this race, and it still could do this, that it would end up one line on the bottom. This racetrack is super racy all the way across.
See, fucking Tony Stewart's even complimenting how raceable this track is.
Yeah, there's 4 distinct racing lanes through these corners, and they're all being used. Here's your Xfinity fastest laps tonight.
Bell's not really checking out, though. Damn, 3 wide off of 4 for 5th. Now this, look how calm this race looks. Yeah, we got a couple of 3 wide battles here. And then right as I say that, Hamilton spin it, loop it, loop it, loop it. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. No yellow, no yellow, no yellow. We stay green. Denny spun out, and the wall corrected him. Stay green. I want to see this get strung out. And hell, of course I do. I got a race bet leading the thing with 80 to go. Ooh, that could be McDowell, Byron, Chastain. Kyle Busch stuck behind them with nowhere to go. Byron looks good all of a sudden. He's 7th.
Byron, McDowell on the bottom, bouncing off of one another, shooting the middle, rim right on the outside, right down on the bottom. They're all over this racetrack, Tony.
Kyle Busch slide job on Ross Chastain off of 4 for 8th. Kyle's picked up 2 spots now.
He's doing a great job. He's made some great moves in traffic. He's running a tough spot on the racetrack. It looks like, I feel like the guys that are absolutely committed to the bottom right now, it's a little bit tough all the way down there. So if we get
it is hard to run the bottom right now. But so many guys are up top, you have to try. You got to pass them where they're not, because if they just park it out against that wall and you're behind them, you're going nowhere. Kyle Larson's 24th. He restarted 35th. And like I said, we haven't had a run long enough for lap traffic. Oh, man, Reddick almost took out Blaney there.
But I am very impressed with this track and the condition that it's in, holding up, it's cleaning up off from top to bottom. That's what you want in a good dirt race. You know, I've watched Eldor over the years, and when it's good for the truck races, for anybody, it's clean, top to bottom, exactly what you're seeing.
Briscoe, big wreck, turn 1. Oh, it's Larson hard in the wall, and he gets hit by Davenport after the fact.
And it's Larson in the wall.
Larson and Priest, he said. Larson's right front's broken, I think.
Interesting.
And Priest drives on.
I hope not.
Tony Stewart's disappointed that his own guy paid somebody back. They're speculating it could have been payback. Priest drove away just fine. Larson ate shit.
And ended up in turn 1. The 11th caution of the night, the 5 and the 41.
Oh, yeah, 41 fucking slammed him off of 2. And then Larson hit him back and crashed himself. The 41 stayed beside Larson, door slammed him, put him in the wall. Larson chased him down the straightaway and tried to turn him, and he hit that NASCAR 21 physics engine and crashed himself. So, yeah, that was a clusterfuck there with Priest and Larson. Priest saw a chance to hit him back. Larson got pissed, wrecked himself. And we have another caution. But my race bet is in control. And Larson's left front looks funky, and the right front looked a little funky. He said it could have been payback, and Tony said, I hope it wasn't. That was the 11th caution. Larson's car's bobbling going to pit road. He picked up about 12 spots or so. Obviously just lost them all again. Davenport's on pit road. He ran into Larson. He hit Larson's right rear when he was turned around. What happened to AJ Allmendinger in this race? He's 35th, 2 laps down. I fucking forgot what happened to him. I know he was in an accident earlier of some kind. I remember seeing that Gain car involved in something. Well, if it's Austin Dillon's race to lose, he's lost it. He's in 6th. These cautions are going to help him, though. Kyle Busch is right behind Austin Dillon. Matt Crufton on pit road. Larson just went to the garage. Obviously, they don't think they can fix that car.
Larson's Hendrick Chevy is damaged too badly to continue.
Damn, Priest, put him out.
With Ryan Priest, which began up in turns 3 and 4 and ended up in turn 1 in the wall. Jonathan Davenport also with heavy damage. I think a broken tie rod on the 13 under repair as we come to the choose.
1, 2, the first 3 cars stay to the outside.
Bell, Briscoe, Almirola outside. Gilliland, Dillon, and Barry inside.
Todd Gilliland, the first one to the inside.
Boy, he's had an interesting night. There is Davenport, whose car has gone to the infield. Now, here's a look at it. Larson on the outside here.
Priest was waiting on Larson.
Yeah, I mean, you heard him say he was frustrated with the earlier contact, and it's time to do something about it. And it looks to me like
here's what happened.
Yeah, this is earlier from the contact between Larson and Priest.
All right, here's the 41's radio.
Back there traffic. Yeah, I tried to make time up top, but it didn't work. Yeah, you keep digging, guys.
You lie.
Laying down into the dirt trying to spin you, I would say that's purpose. They trying to spin you, would you? Absolutely. I mean, when it happened the other way around, we didn't do that. I mean, Denny Allen got a penalty for wrecking somebody on purpose, so he thinks he's better than everybody else. He said everybody else should just pull over for him, evidently.
Goddamn, Chad Johnson and Ryan Priest are roasting Kyle Larson on the radio. Chad Johnson used to be Larson's crew chief. He said Larson thinks he's better than everybody else.
There's one of them. The other's driving the 41.
And as slick as the straightaways have got, I'm not sure I 100% agree with that. If Kyle spun the tires and it got out.
And Tony Stewart seems to be siding with Kyle Larson instead of his own driver.
Ready for the restart. 70 laps to go. AJ Allmendinger got the free pass. He's now just
Tony Stewart's such a Larson fanboy, it's funny.
Gilliland in front of Briscoe and Dillon, Barry and Almirola, McDowell, Bush, Stenhouse, Byron the top 10.
Good jump by Todd Gilliland on that.
Gilliland had a good start. The best start I've seen from an inside line car in a while. It's got him to second. He's not clear, though. But he pulled ahead of the 14 down the back.
Here comes Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon roaring now. Stuck on the bottom, though.
He's definitely beat all those other guys through the field on these tires, taking an advantage of those fresh tires and these restarts.
Briscoe got a great launch off turn 4 on the high side, settles into second. The race is for third. Dillon and Gilliland.
Kyle Busch just back behind Austin, trying to pass Almirola. Busch got really loose, though. I thought Kyle was going to have a big run there.
That's the reason he could drive in and pass these cars at will. Has a lot of grip, a lot of side bite when he gets into the corner.
Top 4 in this race right now have all won truck races on the dirt.
You see right there, drove
Briscoe hanging it out. Austin Dillon clear for third.
His car stuck. Gilliland slid up the racetrack.
The reason he's able to do that is the balance that he
Kyle
has.
Busch still just... Busch is not getting off the corner as good as Austin Dillon. That seems to be the difference. Hits the bump there and runs Almirola really wide. Almirola just barely keeps it out of the wall, and now Barry and McDowell pass him. Kyle Busch had to use every bit of the track to make that pass.
Junior to Volunteer Speedway not far from here. He brought a street stock and a late model, turned some laps, get him up to speed, ready for this race this week, and I think it's paying off. That and a little strategy call to keep him out there.
The 9 car, they've nailed their strategy 2 weeks in a row and have a chance at another top 5.
That's something we've seen more and more of
They're 6th right now.
Down at Volusia Speedway Park, you saw a lot of these guys, Austin Haley, a lot of these drivers that were driving dirt modifieds, Matt Crafton. These guys that are spending time. I mean, back in the day when they were running road courses and nobody really paid attention to them, then guys started focusing more on it. Same with the dirt races. These guys are putting the effort in, doing the homework to be better on dirt and know what to expect when they get here.
Oh, Chastain spins. Keeps it going. We stay green.
These 360s are becoming easier. Yeah, it slicks off.
No contact. He spun, kept going, slid off the track, drove on.
Strategy calls.
Now, I was going to say, Mike, remember finished second at Richmond last week. Interim crew chief Tom Gray, 2 weeks in a row. I know we still have 60 laps to go, but 2 weeks in a row, interim crew chief Tom Gray making strategy.
Interim crew chief, my ass. Alan Gustafson's just outside the track making these calls. We found out last week all the suspended Hendrick crew chiefs were at Richmond Raceway just outside the track calling the races. It means nothing to have your crew chief suspended.
He was trying to stay off of him on the inside.
And Ross actually spun himself trying to not hit somebody else. I'm shocked. He was trying to stay off of Harvick.
When he's that tight on your door, you need the real estate to chase it up the racetrack, and it just wasn't there. Liking what I'm seeing up here at the front of the pack.
14's closed the gap on the 20, and the 3's not far behind. Gilliland's 4th, Kyle Busch in 5th. Busch will be a factor in this. There will be more yellows. Even without a yellow, he will be a factor. These 3 guys up here are wild men. Kyle Busch is the savvy veteran. Larson interview, this will be good.
Then we saw it again off of turn 2, continue down the straightaway. What caused it to continue down the straightaway?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing he was paying me back for whatever I did earlier and ran me straight in the fence, and my car was broke and crashed. So, yeah, sucks, but should just be mad at myself for spinning out earlier and put myself back there. So, just sucks.
Thanks, Scott.
It sucks. You heard Larson say. Bell put together a good lap, gapped the 14 there.
Hard to watch that 9 car of Josh Berry without recalling 30 years ago we lost reigning Cup champion Alan Kulwicki on this race weekend, returning from a sponsor appearance in Knoxville in a white car with very much the same livery, in a plane crash coming back to Bristol. He was one of a kind, the last true owner driver to become the Cup Series champion. Alan Kulwicki.
Mike Joy just said Alan Kulwicki's the last true owner-driver champion with Tony Stewart standing right next to him. Yes, I know Alan was more of an owner-driver. Tony's a co-owner, which lightens the load. Alan ran every aspect of that team and won a championship over Junior Johnson's team and Robert Yates' team and RCR, all the heavyweights, and Alan's team, they beat him in 92.
Truly making a difference. Christopher Bell, his heart rate has not come down a bit, despite the fact that he's enjoyed a half-second or better lead over Chase Briscoe, Austin Dillon, and Todd Gilliland. We're going to take you Fox side by side here with.
We're approaching 50 to go. We've been green for a little bit now. Noah Gregson just wrecked. Caution's out. He stopped on the bottom of, looks like turn 3. Yeah, that had to be a caution. That's taking him a minute to get it going. Little longer run there. 49 to go and the caution's out. What happened? He lost it off of 4. I think he... Boy, I don't know what the hell. I don't know how to describe what Noah just did. But it's a caution nonetheless. Good for the 3 and good for the 5. They were starting to lose touch. The 20 was checking out again. The 3 and the 8. I don't know why I said 5. The 3 and the 8. Because the 8 car's in 5th. That's what I was thinking. The 5's in the garage. 12 cautions now. Yeah, something was broke on the 42. Car wouldn't steer. I don't think Noah has much talent, but that wasn't him. Something broke.
During our side-by-side coverage, that puts us in the 12th caution flag of the night. Gregson apparently broke a right rear toe link. And what about Christopher Bell?
Stay up. Safe. When you get a second here, go ahead and listen to your other fuel pumps so we don't have to worry about it in the closing.
Telling Bell to save. He stopped at the end of stage 1 and hasn't stopped since.
Larry, fuel's a concern?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, they did not pit, obviously, at the end of the last stage. So they're trying to go 175 laps right there. But the fuel window, that's what it is. But, Mike, all of these cautions, I can't imagine that's going to be an issue.
What about overtime?
It has 2 lift pumps in the fuel cell. He's going ahead and having him swap over to the other one. Just don't have to do it and worry about it at the end of the race.
All right, what were they doing on Almirola's car?
Looks like they're replacing a toe link. So unfortunate.
Got to change the toe link on the 10. That sucks. They were having a good day.
Still on the lead lap.
Stewart Haas is snake bitten even when they're good.
It looked to me like the right rear was definitely towed in a little bit. They don't cut those toe links off, do they, Larry? I mean, I know
There's a bolt in each end. You just have to take 2 bolts out, replace the toe link, put the bolts and nuts back in.
Coming to the choose drone.
Briscoe taking the bottom.
Bell, Briscoe. I don't like Briscoe taking the bottom. That's going to leave this wide open for the 3. I'm not hating on Austin Dillon. I'm just saying I think that's bad for Briscoe. He should have lined up on the top behind the 20. Instead, he gave it to the 3. And Reddick and Bush are on the bottom, too. I don't think that's good for them either.
This was roughly 10 to 15 laps after the green flag of this race. The top shot was about 50 laps ago, right about the end of stage 2. Tony and Clint, I don't know if I'd want to have to try to set a car up for both those conditions without a lot of adjustments.
And that's what makes dirt racing so special, because the track is constantly going to change, and it's hard for the crew chiefs and the drivers to predict where do I need to be the last 10, 15, 20 laps of this race. What line's going to be the best? So what setup do we put?
I know I want to restart on the top in one of the first 2 or 3 rows.
That's where these guys are constantly checking and moving.
Yeah, Dylan, I said fuel mileage is not possibly a concern. They're telling the 20 to save. He should be fine, but the fact that they mentioned it and Austin Dillon's the first car behind him is pretty funny.
And it's not right or wrong. It's all literally about what that driver feels and what he's looking for the car to do that he needs it to do.
That's what I love the most about this track surface right here tonight. They've done a phenomenal job. I've said it, I've bragged upon them, and they deserve the credit because that's what's creating this 3-4 wide action. They're all over the place on this racetrack. Cushion's alive. That Kyle Busch is wearing the right rear bumper off this thing, running that cushion. Or a guy like Reddick's holding his own right on the bottom.
Bell outside Briscoe on the front row. Dillon and Reddick. That caution may have benefited him. Gillen and Busch, Barry Stenhouse.
Here we go. 43 to go. Another decent start for Briscoe. You're not going to get the lead from the bottom, but well, he almost stayed on the 20s quarter panel down the back. Wow, Bell ran really low in 3 there and slid up. Briscoe clears Austin Dillon for second. That's important. Reddick showing his head again. Hanging in there on the bottom for fourth. Now the 20's running the bottom. The 14 goes up top, and the 38 hits the 3. I thought he was going to spin him. Briscoe's going to take the lead here down the front stretch. I don't know why Bill changed his line or what he was doing, but it gave the 14 a shot at him. Oh, Briscoe, don't you cost me money, you son of a bitch. You run into everybody. My God, Briscoe's back in the same damn situation he was in a year ago, Michael. It's my money versus Michael's money with 40 to go. 4 wide, Barry Busch, Blaney, and Stenhouse down the front stretch. And Kyle Busch, hang on. Oh! Beating the bang. God damn, the 47 blocked the 8 into the 9.
Stenhouse inside of Blaney, trying to take 6th away. As Josh Berry, Kyle Busch trade a little wrap. You don't trade paint anymore, do you? No. You trade wrap. That doesn't sound right.
Paint's better. Wraps are for lazy people. Now, wraps are good for your budget. Yeah, Reddick's got something. He's in front of Austin Dillon now. I think Austin Dillon, if you can use these tires up more than somebody else, he's run the bottom more than anybody else on the same set of tires as him. It might be starting to show now. He's a second and a half off the lead in 4th place. After I thought he was going to have a strong chance to be in second here. And the 20's changing his line again, responding to the 14 who changed his line. Michael, it's going to be the same damn thing as last year. You got Briscoe and Reddick right there. I know Bill's leading, but damn, we're in for a rerun. Kyle Busch is 10th, so he's not going to get lucky this time.
It sure is. This question, especially as wild as this race has been, it's been all over the place. Bell's car is not a good long-run car. I tell you whose is, Briscoe. Starting to really...
I need short runs to win this race, I think. Michael needs a mistake from the 20 or a longer run. Not enough for a slide job. 14 gets a little loose off of 2. Bill gets the power down. Briscoe's is turning a lot better. You're seeing center of the corner the difference between these two. Although that time, Briscoe got really loose, and Bell held it down. Now they're both up top again. The 45 is coming. The 3's falling back, but the 45 is coming. And Mike Joy just said it's a threesome after I said they're coming, so. Oh, yeah, it's a rerun of last year. This reminds me of when Keselowski, Ambrose, and Kyle Busch battled at Watkins Glen 2 years in a row.
Christopher's car is definitely looser than Chase and Tyler Reddick's cars for sure.
All Bill can hope for is to just do enough to hold him off and hope the 14 makes a mistake. And if the 14 makes a mistake, hope it doesn't take you out. Man, the 14 beat him back to the gas there. If the 20 doesn't get out of the way, the 45 is going to pass the 14 and the 20. So, Michael, I don't think I'm winning any money. I'm hanging on for dear life here. Ugh. Damn, Briscoe's getting real sideways. The 20's losing grip. The 45's gaining ground every corner, it seems like.
Absolutely. Nervous.
$30 to go. 14 sends it in on the bottom. The 20's real loose up top. And the 14 still can't clear him with the slider.
Briscoe just can't find the grip to capitalize down there on the bottom. They had to get around him. They're going to check out. Oh!
14 had a bad corner there. And the 45's going to go for the slide job for second. Slide job for second. Nope. Has to back out of it. Best case scenario for Bell right now. Until we get another yellow, you know it's coming.
Have the wheels spinning a little bit, it'll grab it and pull the right front around, so you have to really modulate the throttle up there.
28 laps to go.
And he found his groove there, just getting away from him a little bit. Comes a slide
45 again, sizing up that slide job. Brushes the 14. They lose a lot of speed. The 20 drives away. Briscoe falls to third. And Reddick just had to show Briscoe that that's how you make that move and not wreck each other. Reddick showed Briscoe how it was supposed to have happened last year. Now let's see if Reddick can do anything with the 20. I'm sure he can. He's pretty fast. He gave up a lot of time there, but he can gain it back. And Yaley spins. Roll, roll, roll. No yellow. You keep it rolling, keep it rolling. That was the first lap car they were going to approach, so that's out of the way. 25 to go. Bell's back in a rhythm now. About 0.8 of a second. 14 just knocked the wall down off of 4. And Briscoe's choking on himself again. Reddick almost hit the wall, and Bell is smooth. Bell had an ill-handling car compared to the other guys, but he's just holding a prettier wheel. It's a thing of beauty. 151 laps on these tires for Bell. Going to go to commercial now. I know it's side by side, but geez. Dirt Racing Savant, guys. I picked every winner of all the heat races in the truck series. I picked the winner of the truck race last night, and I could be about to have a winner here. Could be. Reddick's really good. I think Austin Dillon's too far back, but Reddick's good, and they're going to have to deal with lap traffic for the first time tonight, I think. There's a little bit ahead of him. Josh Berry brushed the wall. He keeps going. The hell happened to Kyle Busch? I just saw Kyle Busch get passed by the 21. I know something's wrong. You get passed by Harrison Burton, you've got problems. Blaney third, past Austin Dillon. Reddick's closed in a little bit. 0.2. Closer than he was. 48 puts the bumper to the 47. Please don't make a caution. I like how this is going right now for me. Although Bill, I think a short run ain't bad for Bill. I'm amazed he's holding on as good as he is on this longer run. This looks like the longest run of the night. Holding a pretty wheel. 0.6 ahead. He was 0.8. It's been 0.6 the last couple laps. They passed the 10 car of Almirola. He's a lap down. God, 20 got really sideways there, and 4. That was a bad corner. 45 is going to close in a little bit here from 0.6 to 0.4. Saw the 20's ass in and brushed the wall a little harder than he probably wanted to. I know you're kind of using the wall to set you straight, but it looked like he knocked it pretty good. Just under half a second. Like I said, I knew he'd close up to about 0.4 off of that. Real loose again off of 2. God damn it. and the caution's out as they hit 15 to go and come back from commercial.
15 laps to go.
Caution's out. Kyle Busch spun. He dropped to 20th.
I don't understand that.
Wrong with the 8 car.
Spun right down on the pit road.
And that will be caution flag number 13.
And the 21 has a Bass Pro Shop sticker stuck on the fucking nose.
For Christopher Bell or Chase Briscoe. They are way up to the cushion and to the wall, especially Bell in turn.
That was going to be a good finish. It could still be a good finish, but god damn it. Kyle Busch, one of the biggest contenders of the race, spins and has a problem, and we don't have a replay of what happened.
And that's the problem. As the cushion keeps moving up, eventually you run out of real estate. So you're essentially threading a needle at that point. I mean, your room for error just keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Also, while we were in break, Corey LaJoie spun in turn number 4, spun and kept going. No caution there. Kyle Busch ended up bringing out the 13th caution of the evening.
Going out of here?
Well, I didn't even have a chance to get stuck.
That's the third or fourth time I've seen him do that. Seems like his car's a little bit loose, and he's making sure that he backs into that cushion, probably a little bit of wheel spin to make sure it comes out of it. Doing a good job of making sure that the right front doesn't hook and get in the wall.
And right before he hit the wall there, you heard him get back in the gas, and he's not trying to make the car go forward. He's just trying to make sure that it doesn't grab and swing the right front. That's a way harder hit than that right rear corner is.
That is really old school. That's a Darlington stripe right there.
Yes.
But to Tony's point, it's so important when you do that to make sure you keep those tires spinning to where you can stay off of it. If that baby hooks and throws the right front into it, that's when you're in big trouble.
Yes.
Long pit stop for the 8. Oh my god, do we have a replay? Was it enough for a caution, or are they full of shit? That didn't need to be a damn caution. He spun and drove right onto pit road. Damn it, NASCAR.
No different than any of the other ones.
Jesus Christ. Clint Boyer's even trying not to bitch about it. That's so stupid. He spun, went on an apron, looped it, and drove straight into pit road. Fuck off.
With 13 to go, Jamie?
Just had to ruin that organic finish because you got to bunch him up and have a retard.
All of a sudden, he just started dropping.
We got out a long run to the finish.
But they just diagnosed it. They said the right front shock is broken and something else is broken in the right rear for Kyle Busch.
Well, neither of the 2 previous Bristol Dirt Race winners in the Cup Series will go to victory lane tonight. Joey Logano.
And we're going to have a new Bristol Dirt winner in the Cup Series.
Now on pit road with just 12 to go.
Been watching Blaney too. He's there.
Yeah, don't count Blaney out.
Beating on one another. Maybe he can slide in there and get a win. Capitalize on those 2 battling. And he's running a little bit different line in doing so. He's not necessarily running right up against the wall. He is one of the cars that I've seen that can still make some hay in the middle of the corner.
Getting late. In Bristol, just 12 laps to go. There's your aerial coverage. You can see the line around this racetrack and look at how it widens out in the turns from our Goodyear aerial coverage, powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven. The 2 front runners have each been in position to win it on the dirt here in Bristol 2 years ago. Christopher Bell spinning while in contention and out of the race. And then last year, Chase Briscoe.
The Briscoe Classic last year. Saw that at Charlotte too, remember, Dylan? Same damn move Briscoe did at the Bristol Dirt Race. He did at Charlotte during the 600.
That was wild.
It'll be interesting when we come back around here to see what line Tyler Reddick chooses at the choose drone. Whether he takes that outside or whether he tries to give himself a shot on the inside this time.
What would you do if you're Reddick?
I think you got to at least give yourself a shot. I mean, try the inside. If
I take the top.
hits the wall again and has to check up, you might clear him off of turn 2. So I think you at least got to give yourself the opportunity, but it stays it on here. Brian Blaney's going, thank you. He wants that inside.
Thank you. He gave the Chad Gable.
I think he's kind of freaking that inside line. That's where he's been running. And
Yeah, this would be the 4th straight JGR win. That's only the 20 car. So yeah, you're right. There's a reason I bet on Bill a lot. I bet on him last week. Got a top 5 out of it.
Family is rich in history in dirt racing. His grandfather Lou Blaney, sprint car and modified champion. His father Dave Blaney, World of Outlaw champion. His brother Dale Blaney, All-Star Circuit of Champions, multi-time champion. So
Blaney front row. Reddick chose to pick the top behind Bill. I like that. Gives you the best chance to get through turn 2, get clear for second, and then worry about chasing him down over the next 8 laps. It's going to be 8 to go when they take the green.
Yes.
Might be able to make some right here. Those guys have to chase that cushion. It's way up there in this first corner. I think it's important. I don't think they go straight to the cushion right off the bat, Tony. Might have to stay down the middle of the racetrack and guard this a little bit.
It's very smart, actually. I think you're right. It's you prefer to just be running the laps that you were running, but to go in on that entry and as tight as the entry is, if you can cut that off like we saw Larson do with that slide job earlier in the race, Christopher may not want to leave that door open, and I think that's smart. If it could go either way. I mean, if he's really as loose as we are speculating he is, that's going to make it really tough to run through the center like that.
We're going to have 8 laps to go when they take the green. 2 Toyotas on the outside of the first 2 rows, 2 Fords on the inside, Blaney and Briscoe. The first Chevy is Austin Dillon in 5th, then Stenhouse in 7th. Pace truck is in.
8 to go. Let's go 20. God damn. Briscoe shoved Blaney there. Oh, and Briscoe's going to take Blaney out. What a shock. What a shock. And we stay green. He spun through the whole field and didn't hit anyone. But he should fucking punch Chase Briscoe in the goddamn face for that move. 7 to go. Bill, run the top. Why are you running the bottom? Why are we running the bottom? Why are you running the bottom? The 45's going to get that fucker wound up and run you down. Move up. There you go. He's running high now. I can't believe that Blaney deal was not a caution. It happened in front of the entire field, and they all went around him, and he kept going. Stenhouse 3rd. Todd Gilliland 5th. Justin Haley's 8th. Kevin Harvick's 10th. Harvick's been 20th or worse the whole race. Now Bubba's 10th. He's battling with Bubba for a top 10. Everybody behave. God damn it. 4 to go this time. I think I can do just enough to hold off the 45 and be okay. Damn, 45 really... He looked good off of 4 that time. That's making me nervous. Fucking Chase Briscoe's a dumbass. What do I always say? Briscoe is a no-driving motherfucker and a fucking moron. Every situation where Briscoe's in where he has a shot to win a race or finish top 5, he does something fucking stupid and takes out Ryan Blaney. By the way, H. Allmendinger 16th after being multiple laps down for the better part of this race. Reddick is just close enough to make me nervous. 2 to go. Oh, boy. I think Bill's underdriving a little bit, and Reddick's just digging and pushing as hard as he can. That was not the best exit, but getting into 1, he gained on the 20. And the 45 is close enough for a slide job. White flag. Oh, my Lord. 45 is close enough. Big wreck on the back. Put it out. Put it out. Put it out. Put it out. God damn it. Never mind. Caution's out. Yeah! I win! Chastain stopped in the middle of turn 4 with Josh Berry. And Christopher Bell, my race bet. 2 days in a row. Give me the money. They had to throw that caution. The 9 car and the fucking 1 were stopped on the track. You couldn't see down the backstretch, and then Chastain's parked in the middle of turn 4. I'm amazed they didn't throw the caution sooner, because that was pretty sketchy. That was really sketchy when they threw the caution as late as they did. I know they wanted to give him a green flag finish, race back, but damn. Reddick second, Austin Dillon third, Stenhouse fourth, Dumbass fifth, Haley top 10, Gilliland 8th, Harvick 9th, McDowell top 10. What a top 10. How about Harvick, though? Ty Gibbs 11th, almost extend his streak of top 10s. Almost extended it. 11th for Gibbs, 12th for Bubba Wallace. So I think if you finished 12th or better, you had a good night, considering the mess that this was at times. Give me my money. Michael got burned by Briscoe. That's why I never bet on Briscoe.
He's been the one that's slowly rising to the top of the Gibbs camp.
I remember when Kyle Larson started in the Cup Series, and I was sitting in the motorhome. We were both watching a Western States midget race, and he goes, "This kid is better than me." I said, "Who is it?" He goes, "Christopher Bell."
See what he's doing? Polish victory lap. Pretty cool. Something Alan Kawicki did for his first win and did when he won the Cup Championship. As he said, I wanted to do something people would remember long after I'm gone. They do, and drivers do. Left side window to the fans, saluting them on the way to victory. Class.
Yes, it is, and that's a great way to honor Alan. I mean, it's, like you said, it's not just today because of the 30th year. That's what drivers...
Bill, I bet on you last week. We didn't get it. Bet on you this week. We got it.
Take care of some business real quick. Hats off to Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 4th place. How about Justin Haley, 6th place for him?
That caution for the Kyle Busch spin was entirely unnecessary. You more than likely would have had a green flag finish if not for that. And can Ryan Blaney please go punch Chase Briscoe?
All day long, average position of 24th.
Ryan Blaney's too nice. He ain't going to do it.
The closer has done it again. McDowell did 2
I love that for Gilliland. Gilliland, Haley, and Stenhouse made me very happy tonight. And, of course, Bill winning the race.
Another good run. Solid run for Ty Gibbs. Great job, Ty Gibbs. Ninth,
Finally, a dirt guy wins the Cup dirt race.
Christopher Bell led 100 of the 250 laps tonight.
Bill was money. Didn't have the best car at the end. Clearly did not have the best car at the end. But just held it pretty well. Briscoe fucking choked on his own cock. Reddick was overdriving the hell out of it. Austin Dillon fell off a cliff.
Drive 100 perfect laps at the end of that race. You had restarts. You had challenges from Chase Briscoe, from Tyler Reddick. You held them all off. How does this one feel on Easter?
Man, let me tell you, those are some of the longest laps in my entire life. You know, this place is so much fun, whether it's dirt or concrete. And whenever the cushion got up there on the top, it was very tough because you couldn't drive it super hard. Otherwise, you get sucked in. And if you got your right front into it, you push a little bit. If you got your right rear into it, you'd slide. So it was a lot of fun. But, man, I'm just so grateful to be here driving this number 20 for DeWalt's, Joe Gibbs Racing. And that was a lot of fun.
You talk about the
Man, I'm good.
top. We saw you
2 days in a row.
A number of times. Was there any moment there where you thought, oh, this is going to be the one that gets me into it?
Yeah, so 3 and 4, that was the scary corner for me because you could, if you got into it too far, you lost all your momentum. And 1 and 2, I think I kept hitting the wall a couple of times, but it seemed like there was a little bit more moisture up there and it would hold me better. So I'm like, okay, I can really attack 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 is the end. I got to be careful. And man, I just can't get over how long those laps feel. You know, it's a 20-second lap and you're moving the wheel 18 times a corner, so it feels like it takes a long time to get around there.
Christopher Bell.
Yeah, Dylan, this whole Chase Briscoe being a dumb fuck at the end of races is a trend. Happens all the time.
Result at Bristol Dirt. It was compelling to watch those closing laps, but what was that battle like with Christopher Bell?
It was a lot of fun, honestly. Really intense. Yeah, towards the end there, definitely feel like I found a little bit more. I thought I was at the edge, but I wasn't quite there in the last couple laps. Definitely found it. Just hate it for everybody on the Sirius XM Toyota Camry TRD. Just needed to be a little bit closer than I was. I think with
Christopher Bell still looks like he's 12 years old.
Obviously, on the white flag coming into 3 and 4, I was going to see But, yeah.
Reddick was close enough to do something dumb there, but he's not Chase Briscoe, so it wouldn't have ended poorly.
Take a different direction than it did as the race unfolded. So, just as it turned out, our strategy wasn't the best. But, well, that was on me.
And his son, Bo, comes up to give him a hug. Josh?
Well, Chase Briscoe comes home fifth, battling towards the end of that race with Tyler
Chase
Reddick.
Briscoe has that same stupid look he has on his face every time he does something that retarded.
I don't know. I just needed a little bit more on the top. I felt like I was okay. I just wasn't quite as good. I thought the 45 was definitely probably the best. The 20, I felt like I could kind of pace him, but it was going to be nearly impossible to pass him. There was a couple times I was close in 1 and 2. I just kind of felt like I had my hands tied the whole time. I just needed to be a little bit more better. But, overall, an awesome day for our management vocation planners for a really cool paint scheme. They had 500 other planners on the car, so a lot of smiling faces on the car. Wish we could have had them all smiling in victory lane, but nevertheless, overall, just a good solid points night for us, which is something that we haven't really had all season long. So, I wish we could have got the win, but I thought it was an awesome race. I hope the fans thought it was too. I felt like more of a real dirt race than we've had really.
It was good.
Had a lot of fun in the car, and hopefully my finger will feel good tomorrow.
I bet they do this again next year. They finally figured out how to put this race on and have it be an actual dirt race.
All of the top 5 places tonight. Let's go back and show you what happened to end the race here.
Fucking, god damn, Busher wrecked Suarez. And then the 9, I keep wanting to say the 8 car because it's Josh Berry. The 9 got spun. Oh my God, Chastain got destroyed.
Berry into Chastain.
They had to throw a yellow for that.
He was there.
He was in
position. It was going to be interesting. All right, Shannon and Jamie will take us home after the break. Christopher Bell.
Yeah, Briscoe in the Xfinity Series, brilliant driver. Briscoe in the Cup Series, a dumb fuck. But anyway, a nice 2 hour and 10 minutes, almost like the length. It's like a long Formula One race, 2 hours and 10 minutes of actual race time. I'm out of here. Michael, I accept cash. But once again, what a top 10. Bell, Reddick, Austin Dillon, Stenhouse, Briscoe, Haley, Truex, Gilliland, Harvick, McDowell. And then just outside the top 10, you had Gibbs, Bubba, Byron, Eric Jones. Harrison Burton, 15th, is good for him. AJ finishing 16th after the race he had is really good. So, yeah. I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to go chillax and get out of this damn chair because my back hurts. Not because of the chair, but I've been leaning forward a lot today and it's starting to pay me back.